Previously on Aberdeen by Night. Showtime. The stage is set, the pieces are in place. All living and lost in Aberdeen are anticipating tonight's Elysium. A spotlight on Tori, showcasing a homegrown talent that caught our Queen's eye. But all is not well in the Queen's court. Her husband, Graham, is uncovered to be having an affair with Jessica's old rival. A man going by M is blackmailing him. An attempt to confront this mysterious M finds no trace, save a projector showcasing Jessica's rather intimate feeding process. Meanwhile, in Elysium, Alistair came across elderly Esther, an uneducated undead looking to join the kindred fold. The night ends with Jessica being showered with praise for her taste in artistes, Max remembering old wounds, Alistair rearranging the memories of Jessica's husband to suit the coterie, and by extension himself, and Sigrid receiving an education on the wonders of bingo. Who is this mysterious M? Where was Matt all night, and why is Jessica so angry at him? Perhaps we will find out as the sun sets, kindred rise, and our night begins.
That's the episode of last episode title. Elysium.
3 successes. Four is a number.
Fine. They don't catch you at all. You get inside, you get into the toilet, you can drop it, you can come out of the toilet whenever you wish.
Cool. I will gear myself up for a couple of minutes, and then I'm a bit peckish. I might wait for someone to come in, and while obfuscated in the toilet thing, wait for someone to walk into the booth, lock it, and then munch it.
Okay. You know that Jessica has put on refreshments for this evening.
This is true.
If you wish to go and...
No, I think I'll keep it stealthy, because if someone sees me feeding, that implies I've done stuff already that would make me hungry, so this feels much more viable. This is going to be completely fine, no problem at all.
So you're going to have to just make a... Oh, so I guess someone will come into the toilet. There's plenty of people coming into the toilet.
I'm sort of standing, like, on the toilet, waiting. Just...
Okay, give me a Dex and Brawl roll then.
Dex and Brawl, okay.
As you're basically mugging someone.
Sweet.
Just mugging them for their blood.
Lots of acquisitions happen in toilets.
It's 1 success.
More than I would ever have expected.
I was invisible. That helps.
You can add your percent.
Oh. Hey.
It didn't help at all. That's still 1 success.
Wow. You came out of
to attack.
Alright.
That's one morale. That's one to attack.
You came out of obfuscate. You jumped down to the back of him, and
Oh no.
Your infantry.
Oh no.
knocks you back off, and you kind of sidle back onto the back wall. Take 3 points of bashing damage as he kind of shakes you back onto the thing, which is half, obviously.
Yep. Halved rounded up.
Which is the same.
Let's go rounded up. It's fine.
That's one morale.
It's fine.
Smash back into the back of the stall. Slide down, and he's like, "What are you doing, Homo? What are you doing, eh?"
Same for.
And then you can just see him balls his fist up and goes in for a punch.
Rude. I will try to just continue sliding down the wall and slide underneath.
So you're going to try
I'm going to try and dodge and escape this awkward situation.
Okay, the dexterity.
Cool. Oh no. 2 successes.
I got 2 as well, which means that he connects. You don't get away.
Oof.
Oh no,
Okay.
you do. You're the vampire. Let's say.
I like this
He goes
roll.
to hit. He hits. You get a knock, but as he hits, you kind of spin out into the out of the stall into the bathroom.
Okay.
And fuck off as well!
Yes, sir.
And he puts his closes the door and you fuck off.
Yeah, I'll do this the normal way then. I'll go and have a drink from the respected beverage section.
Okay, so you go out of the toilets, you go, as I described last week, there.
Now roughed up and probably a bit damp from
Yeah.
falling on the floor of the toilet as well.
Your best suit. It is a little bit smelly now, probably.
Yeah, this is right.
You go to the roped off area that you know has been set up for Kindred. The sort of heart of sort of Kindred politicking.
The beating heart of Elysium.
Exactly.
Wow, wow.
I'm in there.
Yes, you are. In fact, everyone is in there.
Is everyone in
Going there.
I thought
Martin is talking to the two doctors.
Yes.
Currently, so this is where we cut to. Martin's talking to the two doctors. You've just come inside from outside because you've been talking to the husband. You are talking to Auntie Ethel. Is it Ethel?
Esther.
Esther. You're talking to Esther. She's grabbed you by, and you've led her into that area as well, haven't you? Because you said you were going to lead us that way.
I forgot about that.
And you have you pulled the artist in, and you have been showing the artist around, and you're currently talking, if I remember correctly, you are currently talking to the Toreador that loves the cathedrals.
Carly, it was Carly, but there was a disturbance in the Elysium because Danny's sire, Sarah, something turned up with her.
Yes, the rock climber.
Artistic
Oh,
rock
that's right.
climber.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Sarah Dalgleish, that's right.
Sarah Dalgleish.
Sarah Dalgleish just turned. So literally, as you go out walking out, we'll say this comes about at the same time. Sarah Dalgleish has turned up, and on one of the rock sculptures, and kind of the music's kind of stopped, and on one of the rock sculptures is a guy literally is pitting in rock climbing pittance into one of the rock sculptures, and all eyes have turned, and Sarah is just, isn't he marvellous? My new artist, the rock climber. And you can see the artist is just like, my creation! What are you doing? And he's like rushing over to stop him.
Right.
So what are we going to do?
I am going
Can I say one thing beforehand? On the way back, can I have thrown away my phone?
Yes, you can.
Cool. I will do that, please.
Do I see Matt come in?
Make a perception. Make a wits and awareness roll.
Can I also do this?
You can.
May
I
I
have
add
bigger
all
problems
specs?
than that at the moment, and I will be heading towards the rock climber on my sculpture.
May I add all specs to this? Is it coming in obfuscated?
So this was before you were in obfuscate because you weren't in a position to see him that way.
Okay.
This is more. Are you spotting him coming from the toilets to the Elysium?
Oh, okay. Still 4 successes.
Okay.
I'm not stealthing.
Yeah, you can both see
Yes.
Matt from your vantage positions.
Rubbing my arm and walking over.
Make my way over to Matt.
He's like, oh. So Graham says to you, Alistair, thanks for the, you always cheer me up. You're one of my closest friends, but I've just seen your dad over there, so I'm just going to go and pop and say hi. He's one of my oldest friends, obviously.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm sure we'll catch up before the evening goes.
Sure do, you too, mate.
And I'll have to see Jessica again. Great, okay. And he walks off, and you can see him sort of making a beeline where your dad is standing with your mum, and another couple as well that you. Not sure you recognise, but you've probably seen at some point in a gathering in the past, but the name escapes you for the moment.
Yep.
So you see you're walking off to join Matt.
Yep.
Are you reacting in any way?
Of course, he's just out in the main.
Matt's just walking. He's walking.
No, the guy from.
Yeah, he's out on the nearest sculpture to the sort of the end of the sculptures, and this is a very nice sculpture. One of the things you've noticed as you went through is that there's quite a few sculptures dedicated to this mythical beast called the Angel of Torri. And this one is of what can only be described as a sort of triangular creature
Yes, I are.
with a halo, a triangular pyramid, I should say, with a halo, with a sort of spear coming out, spearing
Yeah. Yeah.
what looks like a bunch of sort of larger than life pound notes, £10 notes, that kind of thing. It's almost if the very angel of Tori is killing off the rich that would consume the soul of Tori.
Yeah.
And this guy's sort of just.
And this guy has put one piton into the very base, because it's up high as well. It reaches up to about 15 foot, and as far as he can reach on the first thing, he's put the first
Any
piton.
response from security?
Well, yeah, but I'm just I'm watching your initial reactions, pointing out the responses. Because Jessica's going to respond, so.
Okay. My thought is, what is that guy thinking?
Okay. Jessica.
Yes, so I'm going to head over there. I take it Sarah is standing somewhere near the...
She's on the sort of the velvet, sort of where the velvet rope stops and allows entrance and exit into the kindred sort of
Right.
area, I
So
suppose.
she wants the kindred to know that.
She's pointed out. She thinks this is the
Yeah.
best. She's art.
Yeah.
She's art upon art. She's like art squared, as far as she's concerned.
Right. What on earth are you doing? What's that man doing to our
He is
exhibition?
adding his art to the art. And by this time, as you're talking to her, the artist who you commissioned, he's gone over. He's like wresting this guy down. The guy's like, "Get off!" Trying to get the sort of second pit, and so you can begin climbing up.
Get him down from there immediately.
I possibly cannot. This is art in progress. People must suffer for their art.
Don't talk such absolute rubbish. You've gate crashed in Elysium.
I was invited.
Yes, he was not.
It says any
Not to
guest.
destroy the statue. He was not. Get him down.
Okay, if you want to make a persuasion roll, then please.
Persuasion and
Charisma.
charisma. I take it being beautiful is not going to be that much help for this.
Yeah, because he dazzles people.
Oh, okay.
Stands out beautiful with merit. That's great.
I like it.
Blinds them with
I
beauty.
do like this one. Right,
I'm
we
guessing it'd be
have.
particularly effective on another Toreador.
We are going to use willpower
Woohoo!
because we only have 3 successes.
Only 3.
Only 3. She needs dealing with. She's ruining my Elysium. That's better. That's another 2 successes.
Oh,
That'd be 5 successes.
You need some murder on this, huh?
Oh, that's a success over there.
Oh, look!
That isn't it? How did I miss that? Oh, sorry. That's lots of successes. 6. Yeah. I do apologise. I've got a bit of cough.
So your cutting remarks and reminder that what she is doing is not art make her realise for just the briefest of seconds that perhaps she is faux pas. She looks behind you towards the other Toreador and the adventure of other vampires within the sort of enclosed area. And if you could say that a vampire could flush with embarrassment, she would. Obviously she doesn't, she's dead, their skin shows no reaction. But she does look ashamed, and she realises that perhaps everyone is slightly sniggering at her. Her head drops and she's just like, sorry, I've done it again, haven't I?
Yes, get him down from there immediately.
And she's like, Stephen, come on Stephen, we're going to sit over there. And she sort of grabs Stephen and goes off and sits in the corner, and he's like, what do I do, babe? What do I do?
Alright, I shall follow them over there.
Okay, you're going to carry on berating her, are you?
No, I'm not actually. I'm going to try and be a bit nice, but tell her how stupid she's been at the same time.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
that's absolutely fine. Okay, so the guy's pulled down. You can see that Sarah and her boyfriend Stephen have walked off to a more public sofa in the sort of the nicer bar area, and Jessica has followed over and seems to be talking to the two of them. Sigrid, you are there with... Oh, what was that? That's a bit of commotion. Did you get that down the bingo, you know?
No, that sounds like a much more tranquil event.
Very soothing for the soul.
Good.
I'm glad you're enjoying the idea of coming to bingo with me.
Yes, it would be exciting. But as for that, I'm not sure. Some meat sack doing meat sack things.
Where are we going now? She sort of looks at you a little bit weird.
That's what I was looking for.
Meat sack? That's another human being you're talking about.
I can't.
But, you know, I always liked cows when I was a human, and now I'm a vampire and I eat the humans. I have to like the humans too. Kept chickens.
Yes. I mean, I feel indifferent to him. I mean,
You can't go around calling them meat sacks. You don't go around calling cows meat sacks on 4 legs, do you?
I don't
running
talk to
around-
cows.
Or running around
They're
meat
cows.
sacks. You never talk to animals. Where's your soul? Everyone talks to animals. Animals are a dog can be a very loyal companion. I've had my kitty. She's been with me forever. In fact, she's getting more sprightly at the moment. She seems to be very full of energy in the last year or two, in the last week or two.
Did you feed your cat some of your own blood?
Well, not on purpose.
But
Well, I was feeding.
by accident.
Well, I was trying to open the bag, and I cut myself, and it bled, and I thought, oh, it just bled onto the floor, and the cat was licking it up, and and I thought, oh, this. Well, if the cat licks it, it normally heals, and then as I realised and thought that, it healed, so that was great.
Well then, congratulations, you now own a much more loyal cat than perhaps any cat that anyone else owns.
He's always been.
When you feed something your blood, the thing you feed it to becomes more closely bonded.
So like a blood bond.
You could call it that, yes.
Oh wow! We could totally. Should we do that? We could be like new best friends.
You probably shouldn't do that so willingly with other people. It's exploitable. If I gave you my blood, then you might become annoyingly enthralled.
Cool. But you're still going to come to bingo with me?
Yes, but
So-
of my own free will and not because I drank your blood and now I feel I should.
Okay.
You understand?
I think so, yes. It would be morally wrong to make someone do something they don't want to do. No, I understand.
Consensual bingo is the best kind of bingo.
Name of the episode.
So who are all the, and you've kind of arrived at the vampire pit.
Yeah.
So where are we going?
This is Elysium. This is where...
Isn't that one of the? Isn't that a thing from one of the gates of Fields of Hell or something?
You're thinking the Elysium Fields. That's not
Isn't that the Bible? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I studied
Greek,
that.
I believe.
Oh, was it? Oh, I may have studied that at school.
But no, this is simply where vampires congregate to
Oh, there's the
discuss
other
matters.
vampires.
And yes, and
Are they all vampires? She sort of looks
Is she
around
saying
in
that
awe.
quite loudly?
not everyone.
Oh, sorry. Shh. Are they all kindred?
are you anticipating? Which number are you in?
I believe the
Five's been hit and four's been hit.
Luckily, the
Humans
music is going
over
quite
there are
loud and stuff. So
humans over there. Kindred over there.
she sort of looks beyond the velvet rope where you're kind of pretty much upon, and just looks at everyone. So you see Sigrid walk up with this elderly lady.
I'll take her by the arm.
Who's got like typical Mac on. She's still got her hat tied round or handkerchief tied around her hat kind of thing, like, and she's just looking in awe at the entire community. And a lot of the other kindred just kind of stopped and are looking because it's an Nosferatu.
Before we enter, you must know some things. You are new. New vampires must be introduced to the prince of the area.
Royalty. You're going to introduce me to royalty?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't got my best frock on. Oh no!
That will not be necessary. But be well behaved.
Of course. I'll be on Sunday best, as if I was going to church.
Good. Do you happen to know who sired you? Who made you kindred?
No.
Oh, very well. It's generally.
I did get mugged,
Ah,
but I did recover quite quickly from that. That might have been at the start, to be honest.
do you remember who mugged you? Also, do you demand retribution?
I would like to see him go to jail, yes.
We can discuss that with the Queen.
Right, well, she looks on. We'll cut to...
She's so pure.
You made a
I love her. She is my precious daughter.
You've made a lifelong
New
bond.
ambition. Protect Esther.
May I have that as my ambition for the session?
To keep, you know your desire for the session anyway.
Yeah.
Keep Esther from making a faux pas. You can have that as a desire. So this takes us back to Matt and Alistair. Alistair has caught up with you.
Hello.
Hi. How was your night?
Pretty bad. I got beat up. Someone stole my phone.
Let's go outside.
But why? We're private here. We're private here.
Are we in relative private? Is there?
Well, I mean,
Why? What happened?
you're in the middle of Elysium, but it's a club that the music's the music's been playing and pounding. There's an art show going on. There's people talking everywhere. Unless someone has unusually keen hearing, then they wouldn't be able to hear any specific conversation. And if they were to turn that hearing on, if they had so supernatural senses to that, the sounds, the loud sounds and light shows would probably deafen and or blind you.
Right. As long as it's relative quiet.
What is it? Something happened.
Yes. You didn't respond to my text.
Yeah, because my phone was stolen.
So, I'm assuming it was your doing.
What? What's happened?
The mystery end.
Marcel?
We had our conversation.
Yes, about protecting her and keeping an eye on Graham, but...
And all of a
What?
sudden, Graham. And all of a sudden, Graham appears.
What should we do this in the middle of Elysium?
And
But I see Sigrid walking
all of a
with
sudden, Graham has
unknown person. I'm going to do that.
because he came back and he's seen pictures of Jessica's feeding.
Feeding?
Yes. Her intimate feeding.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no, those were... Oh no, she's gonna think it was me. She's gonna think it was me. Oh no. But no, it was on my... It was on my phone. No, how did they unlock my phone? They wouldn't have been able to unlock my phone. it's a BlackBerry. No one knows how to use a BlackBerry.
No.
Good. That's what I was thinking.
You jammy cheeky bugger. Can we do a roll to see if he believes me first? Before he just goes, nah.
No, because I'm doing it because I know you know.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, sure.
Right.
So you're doing an opposed roll. What did you get, Martin? Your roll.
What are you doing?
I'm doing manipulation, dominate versus
All
intelligence.
What are you
together
doing?
now.
Forgetful mind.
Okay, you're making me
Let's sing
forget
a messy
things.
quit song.
And potentially adding things.
Sorry, I missed that time. Say that again.
Messy quit.
Messy crit. Oh, messy crit.
Messy crit. Messy.
Right.
Messy quit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
My Elysium.
It's fine.
So, you're in the middle of convert. You've been talking to Vanessa and
Yeah.
Angus, and you,
Also-
without even saying "I'm sorry,"
I'm going to
Yeah.
your head snaps round. The Siegfried comes in, and you stare
am I?
at Esther,
to increase my
and you
manipulation.
Yeah.
560.
so and you stare, and then without even thinking, you realise that you're walking towards Esther and Siegfried. You notice that Max is just walking towards. It's just walking towards you, bogging at Esther in like the most incredibly rude. Like everyone has just seen Max bogging, like completely staring at Esther, and he's just walking like this with his eyes almost bulging out his open. Which you notice then turns most of the other
Esther
people.
notices that.
Yeah, she's looking at it. She looks like a bit taken aback. A lot of the other kindred also notice, and you see quite a few of. You see both the two doctors, well, you don't see behind you. You see the two doctors behind who he was talking to. They now stare at Esther intently, along with Carly and Stuart and Lennon. So basically, most of the Toreador, apart from Sarah and Jessica, they all start staring intently.
I'm gonna kind of keep an arm on Esther, but kind of get myself between her and Max.
Right. So Max, this is what you get 6 bits of information. Okay. She is incredibly nervous, incredibly confused. She is a.
This is not a lot.
What else does that need to tell you? I forgot. Other things you need to know. Can't forget. Remember the rules.
Okay. Emotional subject. Resonance from the subject's blood. Whether the subject is a vampire, werewolf, ghoul, or other supernatural being. Whether under the influence of blood, sorcery, or other magic. Whether the subject has committed diablerie in the last year.
Okay. They have not committed diablerie in the last year.
Okay.
They are under the influence. Well, so they're not under the influence of blood magic, but you do see blood magic on her scarf around her head, and there is resonances of blood magic on her jacket.
Okay.
And she is definitely a vampire.
Okay.
Oh, me, oh, mine. Oh, my, oh, me. So,
He's trying to make you forget. Did you forget?
he has 3 margins over me, so he can create 3 new memories, but he has to pick whenabouts he wants to make those memories painted over.
Yeah.
So,
So,
what you doing?
first of all,
Okay.
we never had our conversation.
What conversation?
There we go.
Genuinely, which conversation?
The
The text one, the one
Yeah.
that's been made through text.
yeah,
So the one which we have an actual physical record for, I don't remember.
except you don't because you chucked your phone away.
This is true.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's another
We
conversation.
didn't have a text conversation.
Okay. So, I have saved your life.
When?
So, one of the nights when we was out, you drank something dry, blood everywhere.
Okay.
I helped pay for it, helped get it cleaned up.
Okay, how? Where? When? Who? If you're gonna bog on my brain, I'm gonna make you work for it, boy.
Yeah.
The reason you got to come up with this, obviously, is you've only been a kindred for a little while,
Yep.
introduced to this group as well. So you've got to think of what memories you're basically taking away from him.
When did this happen?
More
This
important.
happened during our week of downtime.
Which day?
Which day?
Which
Which
day?
night?
Because we didn't. It wasn't quite a week. We haven't had quite a week. We had about 4 days.
So on the third day,
Okay, which would be the Wednesday, I want to say.
yeah,
Okay.
we met up.
Okay.
You needed to feed.
Okay.
Um,
Where?
so this would have been the house round the corner from Jessica's home, because she was trying to keep track of Jessica.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. You went to feed.
Okay.
You drank them.
Yep.
Dry.
Okay.
Blood everywhere.
Yep.
And someone came home and seen it.
Okay.
You called me.
Okay.
I rewrote their memories.
Okay.
Helped clean it up.
Okay.
Bought the house.
Okay.
So that no one comes in, no one answers it,
Okay.
and stopped you from being found out.
Okay.
Other thing,
Okay.
With massive piece of hole. Skeleton number 5. Wants to attack Helen number 1.
Does this mean at some point I'm going to have to go to my neighbour's funeral now?
And they're staying solid.
Your imaginary neighbour.
Yeah.
You could just decide not to use it if you wanted to.
Plus 4.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having my brain messed with less. I'm always a fan of that. If you want to go, nah, I'm done. Let's just tone it down. 2's enough.
So 6 is total. Well, what happens now?
and
Number 4 is going to do the same.
no, we'll keep it there.
Okay.
We'll keep it there.
Is 11.
Sorry, were you going to say something? Okay.
Fine.
I'm,
Do you want to make our way to Elysium?
we're in Elysium.
Oh yes, we are.
Never go
I thought it was on the way to Elysium we was at.
No, it was in there the entire time.
Yeah. Sorry, I just met with my brain thinking of that all.
Yeah. Right, so number
Okay.
3 is going to try and...
I'm going to go eat.
Actually, yeah, I'm pretty hungry too.
And they're going to try and envelope.
I'm going to go find one of the blood dolls that have a munch.
Same.
I may murder them, I'm really sorry.
You hunger 4 then?
I hunger 4 now, yeah. It was on 3, but then he tried to melt my brain, so I was like, nope, I don't want that to happen, and then I got hungry again, because that's what I do. I get hungry and I kill things. I'm a monster.
Rouse the blood.
I was on 2. I roused to go invisible and walk inside, so that was on 3, and then I roused to boost my wits to try and defend against his brain doodle. Sorry, intelligence to defend against his brain doodle, and I failed. So I'm now on hunger 4.
You are hungry.
I'm pretty damn.
In fact, as you step through the sort of velvety ropes,
Yeah.
Sigrid and this old lady are in front of you. Max is walking towards you, bogging at you.
Counter-attacks.
Everyone has kind of turned and is looking at Esther, but maybe you as well. And you can smell blood. Some of these vampires have blood in glasses and are sipping on it.
Okay,
You can add half a third to humanity, obviously.
great. So it's rounded down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 dice in an attempt to get 2 successes.
Is there a minimum?
1 dice.
Right, now the question is, do I just ride the wave and gain that control to make a mess, but I can target the mess?
I'm just going to come in here and say,
One.
Elysium.
I could succeed though. Now I'm gonna try and succeed because it's your special party, and I don't want to ruin your special party. Because I genuinely do care for your well-being.
I spent a hell of a lot of time planning
stuff
this
and
one.
things. I'm gonna roll my 2 dice, and that's 0 successes.
Oh.
So I will.
My
I can't on a willpower check, can I? Never mind. So yeah.
I mean, you can spend a willpower point to keep control for a turn.
Cool. Do I see a blood doll anywhere nearby? Someone who clearly has been marked as munch on me. Cool. I'll spend my dot of willpower to, in my moment of this is my last dot, so I'll be impaired for the rest of the session after this. Suddenly realizing how incredibly hungry I am, stare at Jessica for a moment, tear my eyes away to the nearest blood doll, and just beeline straight towards, and then.
Yep, do you want to take it all?
I can't stop, I have no willpower.
No.
So I just num until they're bleh.
Go down to 0.
Woo! Easiest way to solve your hunger problems is just to eat people.
You basically sit someone, you push them up against the sort of wall, or it's not even a wall, push them down to a sofa that's sort of artfully arranged in there. And just
Chug.
basically, yeah. Messing, and you're not even trying to hide it, you're just.
Is this in there a
It would
screen
look
from
like-
humans?
Kind of. There's a velvet rope that gets in now, so there's only a small bit to be seen. And he did have to get round. So everyone that can see that, which you can't because you're not in that area. Esther looks pretty like, what the fuck is this shit?
First impressions are key. Shut up and munch.
And can you make?
I'm just gonna put some. I'm just putting some stains on there, boss. Okay.
Yeah, please do. Can you make a status and charisma roll?
Oh, and that's at
Everyone
-2.
Just
No,
him.
just him.
That's at -2 because I'm impaired. 0 successes.
Okay. You are the talk of Elysium.
Really?
So you are going to lose a point of status.
That seems completely fair. Ugh.
All everyone's talking about is how absolutely terrible this is. You're more like I'm straight over,
I did it again, didn't I?
and she's literally like produced a blanket from fucking who knows where, covered you, and he's just daring people to say something or go over. So this is Dr.
Vanessa Cameron.
She's
Yes.
walked over. Well, you don't see because you're sort of still bogging at Esther. She
This
walks
has
over.
all happened in like 30 seconds, hasn't it?
Yeah, she walks. Vanessa has just put this cover blanket over him, the body, and Esther looks at you and just says, "Why is he still looking at me?"
I'm unsure. Is he now, like within
Yeah,
conversations?
like, right up. You can right up to your face. He's just like right up to your face and just staring.
What are you doing?
You can talk now, mate.
For the audience at home, Max is just shaking his head.
Step back and don't cause a scene.
I will take a step back.
And another. Esther, this is Max. Max, this is my friend Esther. He's not normally this rude.
Oh! Oh, did I just have a moment again?
Oh, don't worry, darling. Age gets to us all, doesn't it? It happens to me. Sometimes I walk into the kitchen and forget what I've gone in to do. It's fine.
Yeah. I guess. It's not quite like that, but it's kind of similar. Very sorry about that.
Good.
And well, you should be. Did your mum not teach you it was rude to stare?
You'll need to tell me when it's 10.
Yes, but have you had a moment when you're looking at something and then you forget you're looking at it?
It's called a senior moment, dear. We all know that.
Sort of like that.
You know what you need? You need to get your mind active if you get so old. Like the greatest thing. You should come to our bingo night. Sigby's coming.
I am.
Keeps your old mind active. And I'm assuming as you're of the kindreds, that you have probably got an old mind because you're probably like 300 or something.
Not quite that old.
So you could probably do with going to bingo.
Just find your next man.
It's an intriguing
You know
sound.
what? That does actually sound interesting.
We intend to go
I
tomorrow.
know. I'm saying it in skeletons.
I have heard the prizes are most
They could,
prestigious.
they'd say, man the fuck up. Man the fuck up. Go find
pressure
yourself a necromancer when you're dead. You'll be right as rain in God knows how long.
We'll go to the Mecca. It'll be fine.
No,
It's been many years.
no, there's one thing.
Right, back to you. Jessica, so you are talking to
Our character, I fully intend to cheat.
poor old Sarah and boyfriend Stephen.
You can run.
I'm sorry about
What's the numbers going to
Well,
be?
it's just me. And Stephen's sort of like, "Baby, what's wrong?" And she's like, "Oh, fuck off, Stephen."
You need to learn to pick your moment.
I try so hard, and then you come along, and then you're now like this Keeper of Elysium. You're like the Queen of Tori. You're like just everything that I try to be, and it's just not fair.
Well, I'm sorry, but maybe we could work on that. Would you like to help me plan the next Elysium, maybe?
You'd let me do that?
Help, yes.
That would be.
We could work together on it. I'm sure it would reflect well
And
on
this
both of us.
isn't a joke.
No, of course not.
I'd love that. That'd be great. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And Stephen's like, "Come on, baby." He's going, "Fuck off, Stephen." And she's just like, "You go home. I'm not interested in you anymore." And she's like, "Let's go." And she's like, sort of bounded up with almost like massive smile plastered on her face. She's like, "I can't wait to tell everyone. It's been great."
Let's leave it as a surprise. Let's come up with some ideas first.
Oh, excellent. I'll get surprise status.
Have a think. See if you can come up with some ideas of what we could do for the next Elysium.
I actually haven't seen it.
And then we'll have a talk. Maybe a couple of days' time.
Okay, keep it secret for now.
Don't tell nobody yet. Yeah.
Okay, I can
Until
do
we
that.
worked out all the details.
That sounds great. That sounds great. She goes off back into the area.
I feel really sorry for her. I just saw her out and her and her rock climbing boyfriend out. She looked a bit hopeless.
So you notice as you saw, she's run off, scampered off. You notice your husband calling you over as your sort of going back, talking to an older couple.
See it in the silent cinema. I remember that.
And he's like, "Oh, Jessica, darling,
They got it, and
the
That was a good scene. That was Infinity.
Winchesters were asking after you, darling, and I said you were fine, and they just wanted to say hello and just present you. You know, of course, Alistair's parents, Alistair's dad, Donald, and Alistair's mum, Irene, and yeah, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I never knew there were such hidden gems in Tory. Perhaps I should start investing down here, in fact.
The area certainly does need investment.
It does, it's just that, you know, buying anywhere down here is damn hard, what with Endron Oil just constantly wanting to buy everywhere up so they can make a better future.
Yes, it
Bollocks,
doesn't.
if I say so.
No, it doesn't look much like a better future, does it?
Doesn't. Don't trust those. And he looks over towards a crowd of people who you don't recognise, but are all very much posh suited and booted. There's a couple of very big, hulking people there that seem to be looking at one of the statues and talking about it. Yes, damn bloody people get everywhere.
Yes.
So how's my boy doing, apprentice to you? I hear he's giving you some investment advice.
Oh yes, he's helping me with the my ideas for the regeneration of Torre.
Fantastic. He's got a good head on his shoulders, that boy. Apple of my eye.
Yes, he has. He's a very, very nice young man.
Yes. Apart from being a bit gay, yeah. But you know, can't have everything in the sun.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but
But
he
you
did
know,
help me out.
modern times don't like to judge. Don't like to judge. And you see, he says that as the wife has just kind of clipped him round the ear. Yes, do you know, some of his money's even self-made. I started him with a seed money, of course, but not like that buffoon over in the US. He made his money, he did. Good old Alistair. Made a fortune. Picked the right horses. Do you know, when he was 16, he did his first investment?
Really?
16, the boy did. Well, first official investment, anyway. Packed some witch's magoon that went on to be some company that got bought out by some other company that made these newfangled computer games with all the good graphics.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have to, I'm used to
Honestly.
Oh really?
Yes.
He's done very well for himself.
And the second company bought at 17.5, ended up making some doodad that works and got sold to NASA. Can you believe it?
Wow,
Amazing. You know, my money's not in the new technologies, not interested, don't really understand it. But Alistair, my boy, he's put me onto a few choicey investments too. I mean, still got a little way to reach my level of money, as you well know, but the boy's a right chip of the old block and got a good 60 years in him still too.
He's done very well for himself.
Very proud of the boy. Very proud of the boy.
Well, he's such a lovely boy as well. He did help me out a lot recently.
Yes, well, that's good. I'm glad you've both taken him on. Obviously, Graham here was just saying how they've become close friends over the last few months, and really happy for that.
Oh, have you? I wasn't aware that you knew Alistair that well.
Oh yes, darling. Yes, over the last few months, in fact. Yeah, I've seen him quite often.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realise.
Yeah, he must. And then then the dad. Yeah, must have popped over to. You know, when he was at university and studying and doing all these investments. You two really should talk more. Be like me and my wife. We have a great relationship, don't we, darling? And she just gives that smile of long suffering, but genuine warmth as well, where she's just like, yes, dear. Yes, dear. But she says it for laughs, but she really is quite, you know, you can tell that actually he's a bit more bombastic in public, but behind closed doors, perhaps it's not quite as bombastic as all that.
I love it. It's brilliant. Yes, well, thank you so much for coming tonight and supporting us.
Absolutely fantastic.
Brian.
This young chappy artist you found, even though he's a bit obsessed with this Angel of Tori, whoever that is, whatever that is,
No, I'm not really sure. Is it?
and seems to hate money a little bit. Look at this one over here. And he points to another piece, which is of some. It's a. And it's getting. This is all made out of different coloured stones and granites, and you realise with the lights on it, it sparkles a little bit, but it's of a sort of formless humanoid body with a very prominent tie sort of etched into it in a different colour, like some kind of red granite or something like that. That has that is kind of falling over, and as if like something spouting out of its head, with like a few what looks like tables and chairs near it, and it's just like Send 'em Home. It's called.
Yes, some of his ideas are a bit unusual, but
Okay, sorry.
very,
So
very
the angel bit is that on the other side is like this floating halo in yellow granite. It's just kind of advancing upon this falling humanoid tied figure.
It's the cows coming after.
they're very unusual, but they do seem to be most popular.
Well, I've bought one myself, no less.
Really?
Yes,
Which one?
I went for that one over there, and he points towards one which is. It looks like it's Little. Basically, it's a stone sculpture of Little, but with lots of what you look like are these humanoid figures. So it's sort of round heads, bodies on top of what looks like some kind of supermarket. You recognise it in the shape of Lidl. You kind of noticed that. And with the caption, and there's some other stuff going on around it. The caption is
several times, I believe, to attack Forest.
Happy
Well, one of them
Homes.
succeeded. An elk did ram into his arsehole.
Never really you attacking him.
Well, I made it attack him. So yeah.
If you'd like to make an interpretation roll, you can. What that means? Yes. So
Yes,
give me.
what would you?
Okay, so give me a wits and craft roll, or wits and insight.
Wits. And let's not go with craft. Let's go with insight. As that's an option.
You were very dead.
2 successes.
Okay, so your limited understanding of this would think that because Lidl is responsible for probably 90% of the food that is bought in Torri,
Pick him up and
this is
eat
where
him
people
in
make
the end.
food, which is part of a happy home.
Right, that's where he's gone.
You would that is what you would
Yeah.
think he's being so direct with.
That's really lovely.
Well, I like a happy home, and good thing Alistair's come from a happy home at home. So we like to, even though he's moved out, we still miss the boy.
Yes, of course.
Glad he still comes over once a week for a Sunday roast. It's quite marvellous of the boy. Keeps me in touch with him, gives me a few investment tips. But you know, keep that one down there, obviously.
Of course, of course. Oh, it was lovely seeing you again.
You too. And your husband's like, he points towards another business company. He says, "I'm going this way, and you are back." I'm assuming he assumes you're going back to your friends.
Yes, so, yes.
Okay. Cool. So he goes off. You go back to Elysium. Yes.
I'm going to be getting a drink.
Okay. You can get a drink.
When is it you have to make a check for drink someone? Is it 3 or 4?
4.
Okay, cool.
If you're on 3 hunger, you can feel the hunger there, but it's not so in your face that you can do nothing else.
Okay, cool. I'll take 2 then, please.
Yeah, so you've got to find the right blood.
Yeah.
It's not as easy for you,
No.
because obviously you have taken an additional. So you make your roll to see if you can find ambitious blood.
Yep. So what would that be?
It was on your character sheet. Or the one you sent me anyway.
Oh yeah, the Clay and Bane, yeah. Resolve plus awareness, difficulty 4.
Yep. So you make a resolve on awareness.
Oh dear.
To try and find the right blood, because remember you're, and then you've also got to start finding stuff that's not imbibed drugs, and you're in Torry.
Yep.
I can only do so much.
3?
That's it. Like a drop.
Yeah.
Oh, hunger!
All hunger dice. I have to crit.
Massive crit.
Just one success. So
it turns out this is probably the wrong. Like, even though there's the rich and fabulous, there's not so many ambitious rich and fabulous here. Like in the bit that's kind of reserved for you may want to try and look at in the further reaches of the rest of the party, but to find those specific ones that are ambitious and not high on some form of drugs, alas, is not something you find easily. You can spend some more time searching around the party if you want.
no, we'll keep it without.
Sorry?
We'll keep without.
Okay. But that's taking you about 20 minutes. You're all talking. You're talking. Where are you going to go back to? Or where to?
I will probably go and see my artist
Okay.
and check he's all right after the Sarah incident.
Yeah. He tells you that it's all right. We've got that cunt marked. We're going to fuck him up, don't you worry.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Of course he's coming here ruining my work. Can't sell this piece now. You know? Fuck it. My boys will fuck him up, don't you worry.
You have boys?
Everyone's got boys. You've got the crew you grew up with, haven't you? You've got to have boys in Torry. You got your crew?
Just do me a favour, don't do anything too drastic.
Oh no, we just rough him up a little bit. Give him a few punches. He'll fuck off to Aberdeen proper. He'll be fine.
Okay. Well, it seems to be going very well otherwise, doesn't it?
But no, it has been really wonderful. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough for. I've had like some of your super rich mates in there. They've commissioned some pieces, and some of the people in here. In fact, even Angel and Oil have commissioned a piece.
Oh really?
Yes, yeah, they love my work so much. They've commissioned a piece for. They want a sort of hopeful peace and prosperity piece that they've decided to.
Peace and prosperity. So what sort of thing are they?
Well, they've just left it up to my interpretation.
Oh really?
Yeah, they've said that if I want a tour of your rigs to get an idea of, you know, the kind of great work they do, come and see their plans for the regeneration of Torry. You know, they've offered me loads of stuff. It's really nice of them, to be fair. You know, even if it is big corporations, obviously you can't trust them, big corporations.
Really? Wow. That's brilliant. I'm so pleased for you.
Yeah, it is fucking nice.
So
5 on half.
At some point, can I try and beckon a person over there to help me remove this body? Just one of the help? I don't know.
Vanessa has handled that.
Handled the whole thing. Okay.
Yes.
Then I will sit, knees curled up, blanket over my head.
No,
on
she's
the
taking the.
settee.
She will basically force you to come out of your shell. You will spend the night, the next few minutes with her, as she apologised to everyone for your lack of decorum, and she kind of forces you to literally go round to all the other kindred that saw it and just say, yes, I was really hungry, the beast got control of me. You already lost the status, which is reflected in that.
I've been punished so much. This is agony.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Oh no.
We're still with you.
She's my grandma. She keeps me safe. A little bit overprotective, but I kind of need that.
So good old dad.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love him. He's fantastic.
He's invited to every Elysium.
However, he has told me that you've been friends with my husband for quite some time.
Well, you knew I knew your husband, just didn't know to what extent I knew your husband.
This is true.
I'm still a bit suspicious.
But I've known your husband, he knew me. He knew me by name.
So,
That
Before.
doesn't mean much. He knows plenty of people by name.
so I just need it.
When it comes to
Oh, I've determined how it is. This is fine.
presenting,
No, I know how this works. It's fine.
Is there like a time I need to wait, or should I just take
So
it?
the prince is there. The prince is not there. Well, if you want to take it from Jessica whenever you like, the prince is not here.
Oh, the prince. Okay.
So you might want to introduce Jessica first.
Yeah.
But it depends on how you see the. You're in Tory, but the prince is the prince. You do get an earpiece that says the prince is half an hour out. It is a text from Karina. Karina? No, not Karina. What's her name? Is it Karina?
Sheriff, yeah.
Yeah, Karina. Yeah. You get a text from Karina just saying about half an hour out.
Right, so I'm going to do like a lap of the room and just check on everything.
Okay. So you're doing a lap on the room. You are.
I might
Sorry.
wait for her to come round to us.
Okay. So you'll be the last bit she gets to because she'll probably do a kind of.
I'll take Esther over to. Are you guys together? Now?
No, I'm with my
I
grandma.
went to try and find food and couldn't
Yeah, so Matt is being toured around the room. He will come to you at some point. And he's
Sorry, I
kind
made
of,
a mess. I was hungry and I
Oh,
didn't
darling,
really mean it.
darling,
I'm
don't
very
worry
sorry.
about it.
I don't.
Don't,
who are you?
darling.
It's not the dumb thing.
I missed her.
Nice
to meet you.
Hi.
Esther, Matt, Esther.
She knew.
Yes.
Do you have a place? Actually, never mind.
I go to bingo. I get 6 books at bingo.
Okay.
Is that what you mean? Or do you talk about the new digital thing they do at the bingo now?
Neither of
The
those
call
things.
line.
No, it's a thing where you talk to people using your phone, but not talky talk.
She pulls out like an ancient, like Nokia
Flip phone thing.
3310.
3310, yeah, like ancient Nokia brick. She's like, I never use it yet. They know it's got charge.
They build houses out of those.
I mean,
Then it seems like a reliable choice.
Yes, Sigrid, obviously, I respect your position and intelligence in all things. It's lovely to meet you, Esther, and again, very sorry for murdering someone in front of you.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
I didn't realise.
Yes.
Oh, how can you live for yourself at night? You can't go around murdering people.
I know.
And you know, like how only your mum or your grandmum can just give you a berating. She kind of gives you that kind of like
Okay.
berating
Okay.
until Dr. Cameron Vanessa steps in and just says, "His mind's discipline. It's been dealt with." And Esther's like, "Oh, and you are his grandma." She's like, "Oh, you look so young." And she's like, "I know. It's because I use oil of Ulay." And then sniggers. And Esther's like, "Yeah, rubbish, wasn't it?" And they share some joke about. It's obviously some old advertising joke that you just don't get because you're like, I don't know what they're talking about.
I am also too mentally drained to pretend to laugh, so I'm just like.
But they seem to share a moment where they're talking about. They sort of talk about stuff, and you can listen. But they talk about stuff from the kind of 70s and that kind of thing, which in the 60s, which they just kind of. Oh, you were
Understand that
yeah,
reference.
you heard that. So it's all stuff like you're kind of like adding your little bits into it, but it's that kind of shared TV experience that you have from someone that was young enough in the 70s to have watched TV.
I'm getting that teenager at the dinner party vibe of everyone's talking about stuff which they all understand and assume everyone else does because they all do except for that kid.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just got on my Game Boy. What do you want?
So that takes us through to you're talking to Jessica now you're walking around, aren't you?
I'm walking now.
And Max, what are you doing? So because you were standing with Siegfried, and so this is happening.
yeah.
So Esther is kind of Max is there as well.
What are you staring at earlier?
And then Vanessa says, "Well, it looks like you've got lovely friends, and you've done the good lap. I'll leave you to it. If you need me, darling." And she slips like £250 notes into your pocket. Get some new clothes.
Thanks, Grandma. So how is everyone?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Hi everyone.
Not bad. I'm.
This is all really. Well, apart from you killing someone, obviously, it's all quite
Yes, please remind
new.
me.
I didn't know there was this many vampires. Sorry, Kindred. Didn't know there was this many Kindred.
I do classes for people who are new. This time I'll show
I'm
you.
too old to go to school.
It's a catch-up thing. We've got a lot of mature students.
Oh, okay.
It's probably a good idea.
I would.
Is it
Oh
getting
no,
into my bingo?
we organise it via Facebook.
Perhaps you can relay to me and I will inform you.
That could work. Also, I need a new phone. I got mugged and my phone was stopped.
Oh, darling, have you gone to the police about that?
No,
You should go to the police if you got mugged.
I don't know how.
Did they overpower you?
I don't know. I didn't see them before they got me. They saw me while I was doing the thing.
Have they been dealt with?
I don't know who they were.
So there are witnesses that are alive.
Shadow knows.
But they saw me while I was doing my sneaking.
Oh. That's troubling.
Yes.
So they saw you and you were invisible?
It's not invisible, is it? It's more I'm holding up an ignore me sign. And people do it because they're polite.
Well,
Can we talk about it tomorrow night? I've had a bad day.
very well.
Yeah, I generally sleep through those.
So it takes you about. You get an update. It's going to be very long now. It takes you about half an hour to walk around the sort of entire of the what's it called?
Warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse. Nothing looks out of place really. There's a few spillages which you get cleared up straight away. The only thing that, and just as the prince is pulling up at the vampire entrance, the only thing that you realise is that your husband is not in the building anymore.
I look at that.
Okay. That's a problem for another time. The prince is here.
So I'm just going to pause it there for a second while I bugger off and have a cigarette.
Okay.
Feel free to talk because it's all being recorded. I'll catch you all when I get back.
Nice.
So these are basically.
Right, so plans to kill Esther, everybody. She's clearly an antediluvian and she's just fucking with us.
Well, no, we should keep her forever.
Well, she's an antediluvian, she's messing with us.
And
We're not going to kill her.
lovely.
She is my
I don't
precious daughter, and I will not let her hair get harmed on her head.
Okay, right.
Otherwise,
I suppose
all
the
your
next
hairs
most
will leave
important
your
thing
head.
is favourite NPC of this session. At the moment, it's somewhere between Esther and Mr. Winchester,
I think mine's got to be Mr. Winchester.
or Stephen.
Or Stephen.
Fuck Stephen.
No, Stephen is great.
No, Stephen
The
was
thing
great.
is, right, there is still that single kitten fixed in at the base of that statue with the angel spearing up towards the money thing. It's like saying sometimes people can't find their way to fight against the corrupt powers and all that. Here's a kitten to help you up.
What they need is
It's
to just
imagery,
market
innit?
it as a collaborative effort.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would say the kitten actually adds something to the piece.
I don't think you're going
Texture.
to convince what's his face of that.
Rob.
Yeah.
Rob. Thank you.
Oh,
I mean,
by the way, when you
If it knocked any
made
money
your
off me, it would be a small
Harlem
pittance.
introduce you to Esther, and I know
Oh, no, I
you sort
guess
of
it does
bring
have
Yeah, we
something
did
to
do. I sort of
I
dumped
introduced
her
you
on
to
you.
Esther.
didn't
That's
I?
alright, I don't mind. Like, I'll kind of
She
formally
was-
introduce
Well,
her
this
to
car's
you
out, so
as
we
the
can't
queen,
do
and
that.
then.
Because I just sort of just went, here, have her.
Yeah,
Whilst I go
you
sort
dumped
your
her on
stuff.
me, and I sort of, I've got so much to do. Can you just look after her?
It's just a.
And now
You
we're
have her,
best
you have her.
friends.
This is good.
Oh wait, no, I've recovered one of my willpowers from before. I forgot about that. Shit. So I actually have one willpower left.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
This is so exciting.
So I've got one aggravated, but I've spent one. Okay, this is fine. I'm not impaired.
Yay.
Yay! I'm still knackered.
It's always good
Because
to
I've had a busy evening.
So,
What am I rolling for?
come back in, and the prince's car is turning up.
I would like to position myself in front of the entrance.
You can do. Your phone goes off as the prince is just about to get out of the car.
Ringing or message?
Text message.
Right, I will leave it for now.
Okay. Also, before we continue, I just want to ask some question.
Ah,
I don't trust it when he asks Lloyd questions about probably corpses.
No, I don't think he's.
Yeah, I mean,
asking
last time
Lloyd,
it was
I think
how
Josh
does it take to
Josh.
dissolve
what
a
would
corpse?
Josh's character be doing? Because Josh would be, Dennis would probably be attending.
Dennis might be attending, but I don't know if it's because Josh has signed up for the next lot of vampire. Maybe it's just something made him think of it.
That's fair.
It might not be anything bad for us.
Might.
Might be okay.
The whole setup of the system was, I'm going to need all of your character sheets, including your merits and backgrounds and things, for no reason.
Yeah, that was
Sweet.
concerning.
I just sent my PDF.
You sent the PDF, did you? This is because you're posh.
Oh,
To
yes.
establish this.
Look at him having technology.
Technology.
Sorry, yours is now a PDF version. So I've basically just been typing them into PDF because I'm putting them onto a. Well, I was putting them onto a thing I used to use called Obsidian Portal. I'm now trying a different online campaign runner, so that in theory we can keep track of NPCs and everyone can just add bits.
I like it, I like it. It also means if a character ends up having to leave the whole thing because of terrible things happening, it means you've got the character in place to do terrible things to other people.
Exactly, and the beauty is as well, you can just upload PDFs to this new one. So you could just, as well as character portraits and stuff, but I can just upload the character sheet as a PDF, and it's just there to look at if I need to. So, yeah.
For no scary reason at all.
No, well, I mean, obviously I'm going to look at characters for other reasons, but I thought whilst I'm looking at them and working out who the different people are, I'll upload them to. I'll find out what it is and I'll send all the link in the message chat. Right, sorry. So the prince gets out of the car, being seen to by Karina, a respectful half a step. He nods at her. She scoots up towards you. Any problems?
No, not so far.
So you've got security here?
Life-threatening, yes. Yes, of course.
Good. We'll talk later. And she scoots back to sort of behind the prince, and then sort of as that happens, very quickly, William Leslie himself walks up. Good evening.
Good evening.
On your turf.
Yes, so it seems.
My turf, your turf, I suppose.
Yes, very much already.
But the turf I'd give you to look after. But, and how are you finding it?
It's a work in progress.
A good turnout?
Oh yes, of course.
Excellent. Well then, lead the way.
Yes.
Show me what you have on offer. So you will take time showing the prince all the way through the art installation. He is interested. I'm not going to let you explain the artwork unless you want to add a particular piece that you think the artist would have made. That's fine. So if you would like to just make a general impress him roll,
Right.
which is charisma and well, I suppose subterfuge or persuasion, whichever one you're kind of going for. You're trying to be sort of sneaky about how good it is. Then
Same thing, really. I think we're persuasion.
you're persuasion.
Would it be beautifulness?
He is enamoured by your beauty.
Yep.
Is there anyone
Love
that
that.
isn't?
I wasn't sure if the prince would be immune to it.
No.
Messy crit. Messy crit.
Oh,
Messy crit.
No.
Messy
Willpower required.
crit.
Willpower required.
Messy crit.
Willpower.
What
Let's
power have you
willpower.
got left?
I've got a fair bit. I've got
That's true,
3
actually.
left.
You don't just get one at the start of every night. You heal up to your resolve or composure, whatever's
true.
highest.
Right, so let's take the 10.
Of
This could be a really bad
Oh,
idea,
yeah.
but I'm going to roll these 2 as well. Re-roll 2 failures as well.
It's cool. You can double
It'll be
crit.
fine. It was fine, and I got 1 success out of it. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah?
okay.
Yeah.
Right, is that it?
He is he is bowled over by your impressive knowledge. He is an architect by trade, back in his mortal life, and so he is used to the more finer qualities of working with stone, and is very impressed with the artists you've chosen. Obviously, with the Granite City also being one of the names of Aberdeen, he is more impressed that the artist has used a lot of local granite, as he had tried to in his mortal days, and has made some excellent pieces. He sees there are a few pieces. He realises it's very Tory-centric, but he appreciates that that's a thing that people in Tory are very proud of. He does comment that he would be interested to see the artist or one like him do a similar show, really showing off the city of Aberdeen as a whole rather than one little part of it. You're keen to point out, because it slips out, Tory has its own independent charter, of course, so technically it's his own city. He smiles and says, yes, that's right, you are correct, but obviously he means more his complete fiefdom. And you accept that as him not ripping your head off for being a little bit cheeky, but fine. You end the tour gaining to the vampire only area, and people are sort of all respectful. He scans the crowd, looks towards where Siegfried is, looks towards the little old lady next to Siegfried, turns to you with a raised eyebrow.
I believe an introduction will be made tonight. It was something of a surprise.
They always are when they come to our city. They always are. Well, let's get the formalities out of the way. They're the boring bits. It's such a wonderful show you've put on, Jessica, that I really do wish to enjoy myself this evening.
Let me go.
Yeah, he walks.
He's going to go.
He strides over. You've impressed him enough that he's willing to stride rather than wait. Siegfried,
My lord,
new to our city. How are you enjoying it?
it's beautiful.
I hear that from your last port of call was indeed London.
Yes, unfortunately.
Sad times.
Yes.
I miss the old man. And he laughs at that, looks around a little bit nervously and goes, I miss Lord Mithras. He was a wise soul.
Because that still happens after
Yes.
the attack would happen. The attack happens after it.
So, and
Yes, I'd like to introduce you to recently sired one of our own. This is Esther, patron of Mecca.
wow, you have travelled far, Esther, patron of Mecca.
She is very new to
Did she mention bingo?
our kind.
Did she mention bingo?
But if you are a patron of Mecca, obviously you are in contact with the Ashira.
I believe there may have been a misunderstanding. I believe you're a very different person. She's recently converted, my lord. She's still.
Oh yes, well, of course, welcome to Christianity. I'm glad you have converted.
No, it's not.
I don't think that's what I meant. And before you get to reply to that, as you're going, no, that's not what I mean. Esther's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, well, I used to go down the palace, but that closed down. So yeah, the Mecca is really. It's nice. Yeah, it's not the same kind of thing. And he's just like, yes, well, the palaces aren't always as homely as they could be, but glad that you have converted. We will obey all the rules. I'm sure that you will not kill anyone. She goes, oh no, I won't kill anyone. Not that would be rude just to kill anyone if I don't get my own way or win, innit? And he's like, yes, we quite and obey all my rules. Remember, this is my domain, though you are, of course, in Tory, which I have gifted to the wonderful and beautiful Jessica here.
Bruce.
So Miss Jessica Bruce here. So, of course, if you're residing in Tory, while you are finding your new place to set up your feet, then you will obey her rules in addition. She's like, oh yeah, Tori, loved it all my life. And he's like, great. And he looks he looks at you, you're looking serious. He looks at Esther, she's deadly serious. You've got this look of, oh fuck, what's just gone on your face. Looks at you, Matt.
I'm averting my eyes and looking at the floor. I'm still suffering from the burn, a bit of shade that I've just received.
Ah, Max.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. I trust that you have been keeping yourself out of trouble?
Absolutely, my lord. Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I see that someone is already mentioning for my attention. If you'll excuse me all, Esther, be welcome in my city. And what clan were you again?
She is. We weren't told, were we?
She hasn't told you what clan is, no.
She doesn't
I'm
know.
sure.
Oh, well, a caitiff then, fine. Well, yes. Well, anyway, a new conversion to our religion and our ranks is always a bonus. Excellent. Yes, and he kind of beats a hasty retreat, or a regal hasty retreat. And as Vanessa Cameron is mentioning him over to have a quiet word in his ear.
Well, that could have gone better.
He seems pleased enough.
Yes.
Esther, you did well.
What was all this talk about me converting to Christianity? I've always been a Christian. Didn't have know there was a choice.
I am uncertain.
I believe your mention of Mecca may have confused him slightly.
Has he never been to Bingo either? Should we ask him?
No.
The prince does not.
True royalty. You're right. Royalty got all the money already. Not like us poor folk having to scrabble around after the money. I understand.
So obviously he's not familiar with the concept of Mecca.
No, I understand. Doesn't like bingo. That's fair. That's fair. Oh well. That was probably his senior moment. You'd think if he was the king that he'd keep in Prince. Yes, that's the one. You'd think he'd keep in touch with what's going on in his domain, wouldn't you? But anyway,
he's a busy man.
they always are, dear. That's what they always say. And so they get home and demand their dinner.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, and she looks at the time. She goes, oh, it's getting late. Oh. Well, if you'll excuse me, I can see you've got things you would rather do. We'll meet tomorrow. And she's like, my grandson put some numbers into this. Do you know how it works? You can put your number in.
I'm not here.
Oh,
You get out your solid gold
Also-
phone.
also-
You go, oh
yeah,
yes,
also,
they don't
like-
understand us poor people. It passes over a solid gold phone. So, yes, put the
makes
number into
the
there,
bullion
peasant.
work.
Bullion? Is that some kind of electrically charged cow?
I'm going to take both. Are you
Matt
actually
says,
entering?
as he's actually
okay, you
doing
are
it.
entering, right?
It's
If
fine.
anything, it'd be
There's
like a
no
cow
problem.
crossed with a lion.
Are you putting her on speed dial? Because you might want to give her a speed dial number to tell. So you go back to her and tell her
I
the
think
speed
possibly
dial.
both need speed dial.
Excellent. I'll pick you up about. Ooh, yeah. No.
Is there any way to force the issue?
To get up, you could probably try and force the issue if you wanted to. We'll see.
We'll make every endeavour, and we will destroy our enemies.
Yes. We'll win all the full houses.
Yes.
All the houses' prizes will
Their
belong to us.
houses will crumble,
3 times their size.
and ours will be full of riches.
Yes. I like your spirit.
Clearly £30.
Are you aware the vast majority of it is probability? There's no real.
I hate footy.
Never mind. Have fun.
So she leaves.
Okay, Matt, that's where I'm going.
next turn they dash. Yeah, they run.
Okay.
They run away like.
On their
You
next
think-
turn, they run with their tails between their legs and their knickers hanging
Never
down.
tried it. I can see through time.
So you'll know you're going to
Oh,
lose before you do.
hardcore special forces skeleton.
But I also might know I'm going to win.
CR quarter.
So
Just rattle.
if you see in the future and know you lose, you don't play it. You see and you win, then you do.
Is this,
That's an expensive.
He's nice to
Never mind.
I wanted to find a way where.
And you're kind of left in your group. You want to wander back up? Or-
Yep.
And just as
just we're doing
Alistair sort of wanders up,
Down to the roll,
you are left as
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
in your group. Rotary.
Hello, dear chap. How are you doing?
Fine,
Party seems to be going well. Some kindred drift on and off. Some grab as the sort of next couple of hours go on. Some each take a turn to talk to the prince. Karina is by his side as keeping an eye on him. She does find a few times to go over to you and sort of squeeze your shoulder and let everyone be known that she still supports you. You will notice that Karina, the sheriff, does take her time to go over to Jessica, squeeze her shoulder, inquire that you're all looking after her, because she would hate to see anything go to the person that she owes her life to, and she would hate for any of you to sort of not be keeping an eye on her for her.
If her hair is harmed on our queen's head, I'll rip out their tongue and feed
I
it to
like
them.
your style. Because once you've finished with them, they will suffer 1,000 eternal pains only Allah can bring.
As it should be.
Taking every precaution.
So, so you're basically left as a group to talk or do things, anything you want to do
Yes.
for the rest
Oh, I
of the
want
evening?
to check the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. What's his name? Give me a second.
Dennis?
Dennis, yeah. It's Dennis. It just reads, bitch. I'm your fucking security. I do security at a bar. Why would you hire out some other fucking company? Not happy.
Is he here somewhere? If I have a look round, can I see him?
You have not seen them.
No, they passed.
You're only one person, and I wanted you to enjoy the night.
Didn't even get an invite.
How did you not get an invite? You live. I sent invites to everybody.
That's kind of, you don't get any responses.
I did send them to everybody, didn't I?
Actually, turn her out to half. So that is end the track to confirm.
Oh, right.
Right, PvP.
I should continue with evil looks silly notices again.
Does anyone want to do anything more for the rest of this evening? Anyone want to talk to anyone?
I want to talk to good old dad.
Someone in
There's a person I'd like to talk to, but I'd rather do it without other people present. So I'll try and find an opportune moment to talk to Jessica. It's doable.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Only
I'm going to pull Jessica apart. Go at it.
Because we are bastards with big weapons.
You were late, weren't you?
I was. And
Doing anything interesting?
I was going to lie to you. I was going to cover everything up and make sure that you didn't find out the terrible thing that I did, but
Well,
it was something you said to me before. Something you said about him being a weakness of yours or something that's causing you problems. And so I thought about that, and I thought, well, I know that he's doing these terrible things, and I was protecting you from that by not telling you. And then I was like, well, I should tell you, but I thought, if I tell you, then you'll try to deal with it your way, but he'll still be there, and that could be a problem for you. So
where the hell did you get all of the photos?
So I've run up to
which ones?
I'm going to
You know
try
exactly
glaving
which
number
photo.
one.
I took them.
That is.
You've been following me.
Forgot I had it out to look at the stats because I was curious.
For all this time, you've been following me.
That was a pure mistake.
I need to keep you safe. something that we do as a coterie, right? We keep each other safe.
Yes.
And I tried to do
Do I
that.
watch you feed? Do I take photos of it? Do I share them with the people most important to you?
You're the most important person to me.
12.
What about that little uni friend that you go and see all the time? Do you think he'd like to see you feeding?
21.
Would he enjoy that? Or would it make him think badly of you?
Yeah, because that would have been a 10
I know
damage.
it seems fairly hypocritical to be like this, but
He's my husband.
and he
You
cheated
had
on you.
no right.
And he cheated
No, I
on
would
you.
have dealt with that.
How?
I don't know. I never got the chance to find out.
I tried doing it a way which would have
You
helped you.
could have just spoken to me.
Every time I speak to you, you hurt me.
No. Only when you do something like this do I become irritated. You need to learn some boundaries, Matthew.
Ooh, full name. That's bad right there.
I know. I know it's.
You're not Chiller.
He just mumbles that in the middle of another conversation.
Malkavian
Network. I know. But I mean, this works out well, though, right? Because I mean, now that you know and he knows, you can.
He doesn't know. Alistair made him forget for me.
Why would you? I suppose it makes sense.
Do you enjoy having the Haven and the money that I spend on the Haven and the money I have to buy things?
Yes, which is why.
Which is why, if he divorces me for sleeping with multiple men,
Which he has no evidence
I
of.
won't have that anymore.
He had
I
no
won't have
evidence of that.
status that I enjoy anymore.
He doesn't have any evidence of that. The only evidence that physically existed was of him cheating on you, so in any kind of divorce proceedings, it would be his word against yours, except for in the case of where you saw him cheating on you. And so you'd end up getting up better off in the settlement. I did
No
think
proof.
this through. I could have just killed him, okay? I tried to do something to make you happy, and now you're just throwing it back at my face.
Matthew, I have no proof either. He told me.
I have.
How's that proof? You what?
I have some physical evidence of him cheating on you. Had.
With what? Had.
I panicked after I saw you there, and it was on my phone, and I misplaced it. I can go get it back. If I go now, I might be able to get it back.
Is it?
I threw it on the way here. I can go get it back now. I'm gonna go get it back now, and I'll show you, and you'll know that I was doing all of this in your best interest, and I'm trying to help you.
Do you know who it was?
I didn't know her name.
Describe
I give
her
a
to me.
basic description of character that I saw Graham doing the Bunga Bunga
I
time.
tell you, this coloured dice is fucking amazing.
Yeah, you do it if you want.
There
Marissa.
are multiple instances. It wasn't a one-time thing.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna go and try and.
It probably is fucking
Is she a problem for you?
Not one that you need to deal with.
No, that would kill him.
No.
I've got this one.
Okay. Should I go get my phone? So
Yes, go get your phone.
So you're going to leave, John, find your phone.
I'm gonna go and try and find my phone after I threw it in a bush on the way here.
How many overgrown bushes can we go there being tired?
It's cool. Yeah, it's fine. It's gonna go great.
So, other things that happen whilst that's going on. You do see your crew there, some of the Icelandic dock workers.
Oh, nice.
Looks like they're partying before they go and empty the ducks in the morning. You go over to say hello, and they seem a bit offish with you. You haven't seen them for a week, obviously, and they seem a bit. You recognise them, and they sort of say hello to you and wave at you, and you sort of go over to sort of go, oh yes, I must talk to these, and they all, when you get over, they're just like, whoa, something happened, man. You're giving off bad vibes. Sick. What happened?
I've been a bit under the weather lately.
Oh man.
We are wrecking.
I'm getting my heckles up, man.
Really should be.
Just get that scowl off your face.
Sorry.
Honestly, you're proper giving me the heebies. And then some other bloke's like, ah, giving me the willies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, have a drink. Maybe that'll chill you out. I know art's not your thing, but you know, you can appreciate a good erect sculpture.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the commotion earlier?
No, we've just got it.
Some twat tried to climb it.
You stabbed the skeleton and
The natural one, you still killed.
It was good times. It was good times.
Martin.
BBS.
Sorry. You see, as you're kind of like talking, and you see that those two have wandered off, and then see the waves of people wanders off, and you're pretty sure you see the old professor from London. He's walking around with another couple of people that quite clearly are professors of some kind of. And then he waves, and he's not waving at you because he doesn't seem to notice. He's waving behind you, and you realise that the guy you spoke to earlier, Dr. Angus McPherson, he's waving back at him.
17. It's a long card.
Heavy infantry, 18.
Sorry, and was that? Oh.
Who is also a current psychology professor at the university. Yes, you used the second one. And then he sees you, and he looks shocked, almost, and he's like, as he's kind of waved, and you can see that Dr. Angus has gone to walk towards him, and as he sort of waved back, he's stopping, talking to his people, waiting for Dr. Angus to come. He sees you, and he waves at you, like he looks shocked at you, and waves at you as well.
I look a bit shocked.
Yeah.
Because this guy is a medical professor.
Yes, he is.
I should probably switch on Blood's Life as like I have to talk to him.
Yes, you should.
I don't get hungry. Oh no, wait a second. I do get hungry.
Why? What was the first one?
It's still going to scene after me doing a messy crit, so I rolled my rail checks twice because I'm manic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
4, 6, 7 total.
So my blood burns up quicker.
That's always good.
It's okay. I'm only on number 2. I'm fine.
I must be playing this game wrong because I end up so hungry every single session.
Because you lack invisibility.
The thing is, he
This is
doesn't fail
true.
rouse checks that
That's
much, he just messy crits all the time.
This is also true.
Something terrible happened.
No.
Just discussing my luck with dice and the fact that I
And,
like to be
and
invisible.
me
a lot.
remembering I had to do
Oh, see you
my
later.
rouse checks twice because of the messy crit I get earlier.
Yes, you walking up to them, and yeah, it turns out that did we ever give him a name? I don't think we did we?
Yes, yes, we have Russell Waters, Professor Russell Waters.
And so he's there, and he's talking, and as obviously Angus gets up there first, they sort of shake as fellow professors at the university, and Russell's like, "Oh, Max, my boy, didn't realise you were in this part of the world."
Well, it was somewhat sudden and unexpected, I have to say.
Yes, so was mine. I've just got seconded.
Seconded?
Yes, seconded. Aberdeen University has been doing some wonderful stuff in psychiatry research with Dr. Angus here, and we were talking about some bits and bobs. Been trading emails back and forth over the last few months, really, and so I've come to see some of his research results. So I'm up here now for the next probably 6 months. Are you still on for chess every Tuesday? What did you do when you met?
Yes, that sounds right, but that's not going to clash. We're not on Monday at the moment, are we?
No, we're on Saturday.
Absolutely, that sounds fine.
Excellent. I don't know any cafes in there. Like I said, I just got in yesterday, and I'm already at a function, so it's kind of like meeting people as we go. Sorry, everyone. You, of course, do you know Professor Baldwin here?
Oh, well, I think we.
You have not. This is someone. This is another morph.
No, I don't. I don't believe we've met. But
nice to meet you, Professor Baldwin, Associate Chair of Sociology at Aberdeen University.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, did I is that? And he sort of he turns to Angus. And says, Angus, is that your old? Is that Max student of yours here as well? God. And Angus turns around and goes, "Oh yes, one of my crowning achievements. That boy did fantastically well. Passed his test with flying colours." And yeah, they're all kind of chatting about. It gets into a bit of medical chat. I don't know enough medical chat to do that, so they get into medical chat and psychology chat and social chat. You want to impress them, do you?
A charisma and medicine roll.
You absolutely can.
I never thought I'd hear that combination.
I'm going to tell y'all about some medicine.
Singing opera.
Goal of science, this speech.
That is 5 successes.
So yes, it turns out you have insight into the medical profession, and as they are all talking, you offer keen insights into both their studies that they're doing. You talk about the study thesis you're currently working on, which can be whatever you want it to be. Just let me know once you've decided what you bluff them with, because it will probably come up in conversation later.
I'll make a mental note to start that.
Yes. And you talk about that. You offer insights into you actually get the sort of it's such a good role, such a good conversation. As the conversation ends and Angus sort of says, "Oh, he's gonna pop back to see his date for the evening," motions for you to sort of walk back to the sort of kindred area. He says, and I should tell you of my crowning achievement. He then goes on to explain how Max came to be. Matt came to be. Your Max. It comes in both Malkavians, both with an M name. It's not confusing at all. And how he basically explains the story of Matt's creation to you, which is how he tormented Matt for a good 2 semesters and Matt's girlfriend to see which one would crack first, and
I won
and kill the other one, and whoever killed the other one got embraced. And he says it's a fascinating insight into human psychology. He says it really is one of my greatest sort of studies for ways for kindred to survive in modern nights. And it sounds quite terrific. What's your humanity?
6.
Not enough horrific. It sounds a little bit below. Like it quite clearly gives you the impression that Dr. Angus McPherson is not as morally strong as you are, shall we say?
Okay. Could I make some kind of probably wits and insight roll to see if I can, or maybe actually no, maybe even can I make a case of intelligence and insight to just work out key bits of how he broke Matt in such a way I can possibly, and try and work out how that's affected him once the curse has taken hold.
Psychoanalysis.
Do you know what would help? Science psychology, which is a really useful skill to have.
Yeah, but I have biochemistry as my science. That is 2 successes, so not a great roll.
You get a little insight, enough to the next time. You want to make a note. The next time you are trying to help Max snap out of some kind of depression, or Max to snap out of some kind of depression, or to get him to reveal some information to you, you will have a 1 dice bonus, as you will call upon some form of this and find some trigger or some kind of questioning insight or something you can bring up in conversation that means Matt will either reveal more than he intends to, or potentially reveal more than he intends to. Okay.
You're trying to psychologically help the Malkavians.
It's good old dad.
Okay. My boy, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, Father. How about yourself?
Oh, it's a bit of a shindig, bit late now, 2 o'clock in the morning. Need to get home. Me and the wife, me and your mum need to get our beauty sleep, you know? Not like you young pups. Isn't that right, dear? And she's just like that long-suffering, you know your mum loves and adores your family, adores your dad, but she gives that long sigh. She's just obviously tired of having to do this all night. She's just like, yes, dear. Are you enjoying yourself, Alistair?
I am, thank you very much, Mother.
Oh, that's so good. We met some of your friends earlier.
Oh, who did you meet?
Well, I see you've been getting on with Brown Bruce. Look at him. Yeah, I need surnames on to all that. And yes, didn't realise you were getting on with the old boy. Isn't he a bit old to be your friend?
He's just a associate that we've had in common with business, and obviously kept talking.
Of course, he likes that newfangled tech stuff too, doesn't he?
Yes. I believe he works at the bank, so.
I think it's he's
a spokesperson for bank.
That's right. Yeah, he does. It's really why I know him as well. You know, we do all our, as you know, we do all our family banking there. So how are you finding the evening? What do you make of these rock sculptures? I bought your mum that one.
How's a look at it?
Do you need a description again, or are you okay?
I'm okay with it. Very nice, Father.
I thought so. Well, you've got to help out these poor people occasionally, haven't you?
Yes, as you heard when you met my friend Jessica, obviously I am trying to...
Pretty one that, eh? I'd give her one. Wah, wah. And she's just... And
remember your age, Father.
Your mum just slaps him over the back of the head with that, and he's like, well, I would have done if I was younger, dear. And she slaps him again, he's like, alright, point taken. So are you... Well, obviously she's married, but bet you would, son?
No comment.
Oh no, you like the boys, don't you? Sorry, son. Sorry.
I'll go for either.
New contender for name of the episode, everybody. Could go for either.
I don't know, I'm still in a plump for fuck off, Steve.
Fuck off, Steve.
So, what you been up to? Haven't seen you. You still coming over for lunch? Or Sunday roast tomorrow evening, son?
Of course.
Excellent stuff. Mum's got a nice plump turkey she's going to make for us.
Mum's making it?
Yes, tonight. I've had a little bit too much to drink. So I've got to let you, well, you know, Mum oversee the kitchen staff, obviously.
Mum's overseeing.
Well, yes. Obviously, Rosa's always there to do the cooking. So her roast dinners are to die for.
Indeed they are.
So what's your hot tip? What are you investing in at the moment? Do you think is going to make us all money?
Can I actually do a finance roll on this?
You can. Intelligence finance roll.
I was going to say hotels?
Stock market?
Yep.
Anything other than engine oil?
Oh, 2 successes.
So you've got your eye on a few prospects. You got your eye on a few, but nothing's really stepping out as a. Because you're really an angel investor, or demon investor, I know, but you're an angel investor. And there's nothing really coming out at the moment that you're like getting on the ground floor, which is where you really kind of make your money.
Yeah.
Getting on the ground floor before stuff goes public and IPOs and all that malarkey. So you are. There's nothing on your horizons at the moment.
Nothing currently on the horizons at the moment. Further, the market seems a bit stagnant at the moment.
Yes, well, I tell you what, if you've got a chance, and he points out that young filly over there, which is not that young, but younger than your father.
Yep.
Her name's Francesca. She works for Engine Oil, but she's got a few little things up her sleeve that you might want to go into business with.
I'm assuming CEO.
Sorry?
Is she the CEO?
No. She's in their R&D department. Got her eye on the ball. Got some great little gadgets. Right up her alleyway. I told her to speak to you. She tried to get my money out of me. I'm not interested. Don't know what I'm looking at there.
I'll have my opinions and I'll let you know if anything is of your interest as well.
Excellent. Anyway, I'm taking your mother home now. You have a great night. See you for dinner tomorrow.
See you at dinner.
I'm trying to work out what the voice is. It's a cross between...
Basil Brush.
No.
Smoke me a kipper.
Yeah, Ace River and Blackadder.
Yeah.
Flash Up.
Kind of a bit of both.
And there's definitely elements of Brian Blessed in there.
Yeah.
I know that too much of it does hurt my throat, so...
Dad's gone home now.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. We're
Bye,
going to follow
Dad.
him home and talk to him forever. We like this character too much. He's coming back.
That should be a full unit of.
You could embrace him.
I have got permission to embrace somebody, but I'm not sure Alistair's dad is the greatest idea. No, I think that would probably cause him
That would take the money almost away from Alistair. I mean, that would be quite interesting for him never getting his inheritance.
It'd be a pretty big power play.
But from what his dad told me, he's pretty much made his own money anyway. So, it's a hell of a power play that I'll keep in my...
A power play against my power
for a
play.
while.
Oh, counter mill move.
Like all things, it's one of those things is that, you know, when you take a couple of billion away from a billionaire, it doesn't really matter because they're too busy making more money on their billions. You know.
You took away my pocket change coming in.
Well, I think the thing is, unless you buy something really big, most of the really truly rich can't spend their money quick enough because.
You just instantly replenish it.
The only way to spend that much money is to buy more things to make more money, because it's the only scale that can really use that much money.
Companies and that kind of stuff. And ultimately, most of those companies you buy, people think you're buying it for a reason. The stock price then goes up, so you sell, and all of a sudden, you know,
you've got more money.
Stock market.
It's still one hell of a power play, though.
It would
that I will keep.
Your play is to just anyone
mind.
important to other characters, embrace them. They stop being a touchstone. They lose humanity.
Are your family your touchstone?
Do you really
That
want
is.
him to start
That
getting
is.
in on the race?
Let's
I think
see.
it's discounting you, isn't it? At the
Don't
moment?
worry.
Apparently.
Don't worry. If I keep going against Jess, I'm just going to slowly lose my humanity anyway.
So,
I'm vaguely.
do you want to do anything else while we're there? Did you want to go and speak to this Francesca woman?
I shall.
I should probably go and speak with Barney. Not Barney, what the fuck was his name?
Rob.
No, the new ambassador Jamaican person.
Bruce.
Bruce. I know it began with a B. Barney was Rob's mate, wasn't he?
Yep.
Bruce
I should probably go and
Rastafarian.
speak with Bruce at some point.
He is not there anymore.
Oh, he's buggered off. Oh, how absolutely terrible.
Got to me in a bush. Fucking farm.
So you're going to go and talk to Francesca.
Sure, I'm just-
What Sigrid like to do?
Just thinking. So, Bruce is fucked off. That's annoying.
Reduce to half limit.
I
So that's
Well, you can't see him, so yeah, you should be fine.
Yep.
Is Spider there? Or any of the other Nos there?
Not you've. Well, apart from Charlotte Miller is there.
Yeah.
She's trying to sort of look. She's dressed nicely, but she's looking unobtrusively, sort of lurks around, kind of not really listening, but kind of trying to listen to some people, and they kind of shuffle away from her. If you want to make a wits and I really want. What's the best roll for this? A wits investigation roll.
What's that? 29, 30, 18.
We sort of reset because now we're.
Yeah. So she seems to, the way that she does it, it's, you're not quite sure, but she seems to stand next to people in a very obvious manner, pointing her ear. So they go towards a certain corner or go towards a certain area, almost like she's kind of herding them. You haven't got Auspex, have you, since the unseen?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Are you occupied at the moment?
I'm not really. I was just having a bit of a look around to see if this Bruce was here. I'm not really doing anything else.
Okay. I'll go and talk to us. I'll go and approach her.
Elder?
Good evening. How are you finding the exhibit and the festivities?
Stone it.
Yes. I mean, it's pretty stone.
I'll be honest, I never really got, old art, stone sculpture, the music. I'm sure it'll make some good music, but I don't really like any of these. Really, I mean, I like the music. And as you're talking, Ella walks up. She's a one of entry, and she greets Charlotte, and they hug, which is very unusual for Ventry to hug on a Sprague. She said, "Well, yeah, like I said, I like music, just like Ella here." And Ella just gives her death glares of like, "You can shut the fuck up right now." And Charlotte's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." And she looks at her and just says, "Oh, you should let it go, Ella." And then Ella's face just gives her like absolute death looks. And Charlotte's like, "No, I'm joking." Yeah, look, art's not really for me.
Well, it's not everyone's taste, but you do you want to come and join us, or we're just having a little wind down before we...
If you don't mind, and Ella, if you don't mind, darling Sigrid, I'm so sorry, but me and Ella have just been trying to catch each other all night. We're going to catch up on the bits and bobs.
Of course. See you again.
Yeah.
I am going to head to Jess and just
I remember that when we used to do
kind of
historical battle.
keep
Trying to mouth people. Ella is Endron. But I couldn't do it with the hands because I am not good at the hands.
Would you like to know what it actually is?
I'm going to
That's what
Not the easiest way for me to
that's what
say
you were
it.
trying to do.
E is E.
Sorry.
I'm going to leave him to it. I'm going to actually no, I'm going to where are you, Max?
I'm just sort of...
Are you still with the professors, or are you bimbling?
No, I think I'm just bimbling.
You and Angus are walking back, bimbling back towards me.
He's finished.
Because he's kind of told his story, he's been telling his story, but he's kind of finished off. And he looks around, and as he gets to the ropes area, and just goes, looks at his clock, realises it's sort of gone to, and just thinks, studies to get back to. Nice to meet you, Professor. Didn't realise you were so well versed. We must catch up again.
Yes.
And I've got a few post-study torments you should try on that. Funnily enough, actually, you could probably help me with some follow-on research.
Possibly.
Guarantee that was meant to nip
And
Considering how shit he's been lately.
yeah, and so he kind of sort of, as you get to the rope here, he kind of does a 180 swivel and just heads off again.
Okay. So, I am going, unless anyone else comes to look for me, I am going to be just slowly walking around. And I'm like looking, I'm trying to look at the artwork with a bit of a different, rather than just as artwork, I'm trying to look at some like symbolism behind it a bit.
Okay. So, going for intelligent insight, basically.
Yeah, quite probably.
Okay. You're talking to Jessica, yeah?
No, I was going to actually decide to go and talk to Max first.
Well, he starts sort of, you can see, he goes to come back to the area and then goes, oh, I'm going to start looking at the art, and starts walking through the art and back sort of through the sculpture route.
Okay.
So you can go and catch up with him.
Yeah.
Ready to next charge.
Do you want to resolve that before I...
So I get 3 successes in that one.
So
do I need to make more morale checks now?
the first couple of pieces, so the symbology and the kind of the insight you get is that it's all about pride of Torri, obviously, which is what the sort of piece is called, and he's very, very proud of Torri. Even the ugly bits, even the bits that, and you can see as you look at some of the pieces that even the down and out, the excessive drug use and morphine dependency, it's all been represented, but also represented with a sort of the idea of, you know, Torri is still its own character, and where possible, he's definitely making digs at Aberdeen. In various different ways, you know, the concept of anti-money is money from Aberdeen coming across to Torri and spending like they own the place, you know, that kind of thing. It's all very much a case of Torri's an old fishing town for its people. It's a lovely place, it looks after its own, and woe betides the Aberdeenites, Aberdonians, that come into Torri and think they can, be they big business, be they big investors, you know, the angel of Torri will protect. She has risen again and will protect, kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Do I get that bit?
Yeah. That's the kind of theme, you know? The angel of Torri has re-arisen and will protect.
This is the first time I've come across this particular
myth, possibly.
Okay. I'm going to make a note of that.
You can do. Right,
that may be significant.
I'm in a bush. I'm looking for a phone.
It takes a while, good 45 minutes, but you do finally find the phone. Weirdly, everyone in Torri is not out on the streets tonight. They are all at some art exhibitions going on, or working for it. And you do find your phone in the place where you found it.
Cool. Flick it open. I see his message at this point.
No,
where it says,
before you get to that message, you have got 14 new messages.
Oh. Flip. Who from? Who loves me?
So you've got one from a guy called Graham, that just says, "Who the fuck is this?
Not yet.
Why the fuck are you doing this? Why are you not at the meeting point? I've just come to the meeting. What the fuck is this projector?"
No, this is before.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I've lost track of him.
And no one cleared up the projector. And
oh god.
So yeah, you get all the, and you just, where the fuck are you? How can I know you're going to keep quiet if I can't give you my money? I've left the money there. I better not hear from you again. By the way, I've got the projector.
It's alright. Projectors don't do nothing if there's nothing connected to them. His phone's in his hand.
Cool. So I scroll through that. Okay. Oh no, the projector would have been rigged up with the pictures loaded into it.
Because he ran away with his phone.
Yeah. I ran away with the phone, so the projector had the images in it. So there is now physical evidence of the whole.
And an SD card.
Yeah.
But he hasn't necessarily looked at it yet.
We are, mate. So cool.
Well, I guess I know where I'm going then. I'm gonna start making the way towards their house.
Towards their house, yep.
Yeah. Just sort of go inside their house. I think.
Okay.
Don't get broken enough.
Yeah.
So now you
I never even thought of that.
Cool. Yeah. And so yeah, I see that those messages. I scroll through. I go.
Yeah.
I maybe should have. Shit. Fuck. I will message. I know a guy who got me out of a jam before. I'm gonna go to the message section on Alistair.
Yep.
And I see the thing saying, "I've fixed it." I'm like, oh yeah, of course, because he fixed everything from before. I don't know why he messaged me again after that, but I'm gonna message him. Oh no, he's got the projector. Oh no, he's got the projector. Going to the house. Nope. And I'm gonna delete the message before I send it. Bothered him before. I've made this mess, I better fix it. So I'm just going to go to the house and hope that he's there.
Do I get texting? Nothing.
It's
no, because it's on Messenger, not like something like Snapchat where it tells you when they're messaging.
Unless you're looking at your phone at the same time.
Sorry.
Sorry. Francesca.
I was about to say, I usually have Snapchat, so it usually says so and so is messaging.
If it's an actual text message, obviously you won't
get that. Sorry, I'm just so used to using Snapchat rather than actual message.
Oh my God. I get it. You're 12. Like, come on.
19.
Well,
God, she's so young.
guess it's time to go and make a mess.
I do really. It's basically where Snapchat is the one where you go, I'm so vain, I need to take pictures while I send messages, because just sending messages is not enough.
But the messages delete themselves because
you gain the benefit of
decided that they really needed a platform to make dick pics easier unassisted.
You get the benefit of you can put an image and it puts the emotion to the whole thing immediately. It's sort of like an evolution of emoticons if we're going to really go into it, but yeah, it's mostly used for
but you can still screen picture it.
The main thing is you can see when someone screenshot it, you can see if they've read it, you can see when they've read it, so it really doesn't.
Half of that with Messenger.
Yes, but you can see when they've screenshotted it.
But I don't have issues with WhatsApp being fucking modern.
That sounds like a lot of experience you got there.
No, it's because when you're arguing with someone, like when you like telling someone in private in confidence.
Yeah. I do tend to screenshot arguments.
Yeah.
I do that. Send them from people and go, look what they're saying to me.
Wow.
So you're going back to Jessica's house. You're talking to Francesca. You are
back to try and get Max's attention.
Yeah, you've got Max's attention as he's looking at the art.
And the party isn't winding up anytime soon, is it? It's still in full swing.
4 o'clock is the finish time. So.
And it's currently about 2ish, so I can't leave yet to go to my house and find out the terrible things that's happening to my husband.
Terrible things. There can't be any terrible things.
Does it look
Just one.
like
I need to go to the knife shop.
kind of herding behaviour is still happening?
I need new knife.
Yeah, very much so.
Good stabby.
This one needs to be savoured.
Max?
Yes?
I'm not going to point physically, but I'm going to indicate to Charlotte. You could be patterns, right?
Why could you wave?
See anything happening?
All 5
I will open up by looking with sensory unseen before I go for anything else. Because sense unseen doesn't need a rouse check, and I'm feeling that sort of jittery feeling right now.
Make a roll.
Hang on, so wits plus.
Make a good one.
Alright.
That's not bad. That is 5.
It feels a tiny bit later.
Is that your final answer?
I can use my last willpower point to reroll 1 dice. I am not
No,
going
you
to
can
do
roll
that.
You could roll the sixes to see if you get a crit.
I could.
But then also at the risk of losing successes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's your final answer. So no, you don't. You don't see anyone hidden or anything hidden in the area.
And or more specifically looking.
Oh no, actually, no. I'll rephrase that. You're doing Sense the Unseen. So what you see with Sense the Unseen is as follows. The person that, or the group that Alistair is talking to is full of really fucking hinky shit. There are the two larger guys that are with the girl that he's talking to have some kind of weird spirits coming out of their body. Really ugly, fucking dangerous looking spirits.
Okay.
She has some kind of she is not straight up human either. She has some kind of shimmering and weirdness going on upon her skin. But you'd have to do the other one to find out what. There are ghosts all over the place, and in fact, right next to, on the opposite side of the hangar to where the Kindred court is, there looks like there's some kind of ghost court going on.
Okay.
But that's all you see.
Okay. Were you pointing me at Charlotte and Ella? Do I see anything looking in their direction?
You don't see. Well, you see them, but you don't see anything. You'd have to. Yeah, you don't see anything around in the Kindred area that shouldn't be there.
Okay. Do I see anything about the art when I turn on Sense the Unseen?
It's stone.
It's just stone. Okay.
And that's still nice.
Just some random guy I picked up in Tory. He's fairly innocent.
I just took out 2 skeletons.
Can't see
Very innocent. No.
It's just weird, you know. I'm gonna kind of watch her for a bit.
Do you want me to take a closer look?
You can do intelligence insight.
I just
It's sort of watch the pattern.
Yeah. I will do that. That is 3 successes.
Yeah, so she's herding people. As every now and again, as two people get into conversation, she'll, even though she's talking to someone, she'll kind of gradually, she's talking to Ella, she'll gradually get over and almost make a show of the fact that she's listening, which will force them to move into a particular area, and she'll just take a few steps until they get to a particular point near a corner, and then she'll stop and sort of walk away for a little bit.
Does Ella seem to react to what she's doing?
They seem to be smiling, and she's just like chatting along. Well, make a wits investigation roll.
Oh no.
They look like they're singing Disney tunes to each other.
2 fire damage.
That's the thing about the music.
Well, with plus 16 so any attack you hit.
Like they are literally look like, you know, like when two people are goofing off over Disney tunes.
Yeah.
They look like they're surreptitiously in the middle of Elysium. The two of them are goofing off over Disney tunes.
Bonus action to do rage,
You
so
see
extra attack.
what I'm seeing, right?
Straight with master. Oh, that's
You'll notice that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Disney tunes.
that's that one dead because
I don't really want to try and do my whole see-through time thing.
It's fine. I'll handle it. I'm going to go now and talk to Jess. I don't want to alarm you, but
Right, give me, before you do this,
well, unless I can, yeah,
give me an intelligence and occult roll. You get a bonus if you've got Nosferatu lore.
Specifically Nosferatu lore.
Yes. you don't kindred lore. You get a bonus for that. You get extra bonus if you got Nosferatu lore.
Okay. So what was? Sorry, what did you say? Intelligence and occult.
Yeah.
Don't suppose I could make that roll.
No, I'm just giving her this roll, giving Sigrid this roll because Sigrid is a Nosferatu.
4.
Yeah, so this is straight out of the Nosferatu playbook. There's quite clearly a Nosferatu standing in one of those corners. So the idea is the obvious Nosferatu looks like tries to listen. They move away to right next to where the invisible Nosferatu can listen.
Okay.
Like you remember now that actually you've played this game with Leonard.
Yeah.
In London Elysium when you was training.
Oh, okay.
The idea being that Leonard, who was the very obvious Nosferatu, and obviously you as his childer would be one of the more obvious ones as well, he would go and make a point and say, get you to follow kindred Garts as sort of make an obvious show, almost like listening to them, and then they would go further where you'd got clanmates hidden around on the outside.
But I don't. There's no reason to suspect that they're kind of trying to feed on them.
No, it's more a case of.
It's more an intel thing.
It's more an intel one.
Okay, sorry, that's fun. Yeah, that's okay then.
Okay.
Maybe just. I'm sure it's.
That's more worrying. Those three.
What's wrong?
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
On what number? Okay.
There's a reason you're my eyes.
Yeah.
Amazing fresh man,
Hinky voodoo shit.
Hinky voodoo shit.
Do you think it warrants security?
I think it warrants keeping an eye on. I don't know what she is, but she's not exactly baseline either.
Okay, in which case I will kind of beckon Jeff's over rather than just kind of go with just Max saw some strangeness going on with those three, pointing at the Edron guys.
The ones Alistair's talking to. Strangeness? What do you mean?
Oh, it's tricky to say.
Oh, you need to find a line at all.
This is going to backfire on me hideously. I'm going to attempt to squire the soul on her.
Okay.
He doesn't think she's human.
We are.
But not
us.
Do we know who they are?
No idea.
Oh, actually, no, hold on. No, I do know who they are. Because Alice's dad basically said Endron and pointed at them.
Yeah.
So, Endron. I think werewolves. Endron have definitely got werewolves. We dealt with a couple.
Huh. That's troubling.
That is a whole 2 successes.
2?
Yeah.
So 4 then, was it?
No, they're ones, not sevens.
So it's resisted by composure and subterfuge. I don't suppose she gets a penalty because she doesn't necessarily know I'm doing this.
I'll give her a penalty. No, actually I won't give her a penalty. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 for me.
Oh my. 2. And it's too late to spend willpower, isn't it? We're going to be wrapping up pretty soon.
Spend that willpower.
3!
3 in total?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You get one bit of information.
Right, I just can I tell? So get some kind of clues as to what she is.
She has made a bargain with some form of spirit. So she is imbued, I suppose is the right word, not in the term of the hunter imbued, but I would say if you had to, demon imbued, I suppose that's not the wrong way around, like not actually demon, the game demon, but as in
Yes.
Magi and Incarna imbued is the what I'm trying to say in a less.
Yes, she has demonic investments.
Yes.
Are you relaying this?
Demonic investment.
That doesn't look good.
I don't know who, but I've just told her I think it's a werewolf because I know Endron's had werewolves.
She's not a wolf.
What is she?
Someone that's made some kind of deal. Probably no one ever should.
Use your words.
But you do get the two bigger guys behind her, sort of acting as a muscle. They're bane infused humans.
The two with her have something really, really nasty inside them.
They need to be destroyed immediately.
Yeah, can't be done here.
We'll then get security to take them outside and I will deal with them.
No, it'll too much tension.
Asked you about it earlier.
It's too obvious.
They can't be permitted to continue.
No.
Alistair's talking to them. We need to find out who they are. They're Endron, we know, but he's talking to them. He might have more information.
You can ask your security about them, or if you want, or ask your security to try and
see if they do anything.
Yeah, I might just talk to security, just get them to keep an eye on them. Have they seen them doing anything unusual?
It's not for you to know, madam.
Can't do that.
I'm paying you, aren't I?
Yes, madam.
Everything's for me to know.
Not this, madam. She's above your pay grade, madam.
Got the strangest feeling she may have bribed the guards.
You'd be wrong then, wouldn't you?
I would be, wouldn't I?
She owns the guards.
Oh. Yeah.
Do your
Gotcha.
thing.
Oh, you've done. Oh, okay.
Do your thing. I don't need to necessarily do it at the end.
This is through your ears, isn't it? This is.
Oh, right, is it?
Yeah.
Alright.
The security says that lady's off limits, ma'am.
Any luck?
Bother. Right.
She's
Okay.
got behave though, ma'am. She won't get out of hand. You can trust her implicitly.
I'll take your word for that. Thank you. We've got. Yeah, I will just share that. I will just share that before you go. That basically the guards, my security has said she's off limits, above my pay grade. They're my security. Anyway.
Right, so
Working
you're going
for
to.
you as security for tonight.
Yes, and I'm paying them, and how could they possibly not answer my questions? I'm paying them.
Maybe someone else is paying them more.
Unit 1 is new. Who have I still got in the front?
But I'm paying them.
But I gave them my money!
So much money!
They should be loyal to me.
I think we've established she works for Endron. Endron have a lot of money. Probably more money than you.
Through your first attacks, we'll get Bone 2, Full Long 2 White Touch, and then we'll take
1 hour to go. 1 hour to go.
Right, so time bet as you walk over to Francesca.
Good evening, Mom.
Good evening. Oh, you're
Yeah.
you're what's his forces boy, isn't you? What's his name?
Donald's.
Yeah, that's right. The young
Winchester.
the young Winchester. Your dad said I should talk to you. Glad you've come over and said hello. I'm Francesca.
Hello. My father said you was looking for investment.
Well, yes, kind of. I've been doing some R&D work on my own time, outside of my obviously greatly fulfilling work I do for Endron. Building a better future for humanity, one step at a time. But I've come up with a few little gizmos that I'd like to sort of set up my own little company with. And I've heard that you're one of the great angel investors to get on board.
Well, as my father does like to throw around, I do tend to help some startups.
Now, I understand that a daytime appointment won't be great for you, so perhaps we should do a nighttime one, eh?
That would be most appreciated.
Cool. Well, if you want to come to the offices, I have the full backing of the board for this private enterprise, so I know I'm allowed to do some of it on company time. So and she passes you a card.
Yeah.
It's a lovely, well-made business card. Yes, and so basically it's a sort of new tech piece that I've really been working on that can go plug into phones, works with an app that I've been some of the guys have been working on as well, that helps people locate their friends and family.
So what purpose are you locating people for?
Me? No, not for me. It's for them to locate each other, of course. All served in a central database that, of course, we have no access to, of course, because that would be highly immoral. But really a way to sort of chat and keep track of your loved ones when they're out on the rigs, out on the, working the boats in between the platforms. Fishermen, obviously, a lot of fishermen in the area. Lots of people that basically go out to sea, and it'd be really nice for the, I think, for the families to stay in touch with their loved ones, and that allows you to send little messages to each other quickly.
In D&D terms, I'm going to insight that.
Oh, give me a wits and insight roll.
Yeah.
Oh dear, this is all very
So
confusing.
most important, the main part is we've got no access to it.
Huh.
I wonder.
Because that's immoral. Only 2 successes.
She's 100% sincere.
Okay.
Like she is amazingly sincere.
Lots of
She's
bad
really
things
nice.
are happening.
Oh, I'll make sure to pop over.
No, he's saying.
Just me or my companions as well?
No.
It's making deals with Endron.
Sorry, what was the question?
Just myself, or am I allowed to bring a compatriot?
If you've got other investments you want to bring, but I've heard you are the vampire to know for investments.
That'd be. How come? Stupid question. How come you're aware?
Not just.
What is this?
Elysium! Hour left!
No, that's not a stupid question. It's a shows how young you may be. When you're older, maybe ask your sire.
Okay.
They'll tell you how we know. Or even ask Prince William.
Okay.
Or some of the other more established players in your quartering. If you ask your queen, Jessica, she did a great favour for me only the other month, of which I still owe her to repay that debt.
Thank you very much for your time. I shall.
So it's basically she chats to you for a little bit longer,
Yeah.
and as she finishes chatting to you, the conversation's kind of winding down, and that you talk about different people you know in the business area, it's all such and such as what they're doing and their new thing, and just at that point Sigrid turns up.
Oh, Sigrid.
Oh, you alright? Oh, I just thought I'd come and see where the party's at. Oh,
Hello.
hello. You a friend of Alistair's?
Potentially.
Oh, nice. Before we continue, can I talk to you privately for a second? No, as in out cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah,
Hi,
sorry,
I don't trust this Alistair chappie. Can we have a chat?
Yeah, I'm just.
I just feel like we all need to remember that Siegfried is currently wearing a bed sheet.
I just wanted to bring that up. Okay, like,
Yeah.
I just
I'm
want you
not
to all
one to
remember
talk.
that.
I don't want to talk, okay? I'm coming in my best lab
I
coat.
made a deal with. and
It's
he's
still
pleasant.
clothing rather than a bed sheet.
I'm making deal
And it's
with
your best lab coat.
the worst.
It is my best lab
I'm not
coat.
saying-
It's got nice embroidery down the seams. I did it myself.
Oh wow.
I knew.
Very artistic.
So,
Here, have some money to fund your
Oh
windows.
how, if you had to say a number, what are the ideal number of pieces? Greater than 2, you're okay with your husband being in.
I'm not. Less than 2, please. 1.
1 piece.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be a challenge. Just lots of multiple stab wounds. Technically still 1 piece. Good. I'm kidding.
If you're gonna kill him, kill him. If it's what Alex, no, you're Alex. He's Matt.
Yep,
If it's
yep.
what Matt.
I know the line gets blurred sometimes. It's fine. No, I know what I'm going to try and do, but I also know I'm likely to fail and then fall out. So
Jessica knows nothing. As far as she knows, it's all fine. She's too busy. She hasn't even really noticed that Graham's gone home. She sort of registered it because Lee told me that it's not there. But I've been dealing rubber shit. So yeah, we'll deal with it. Do what you feel you need to do.
Please stop. I'm asking you nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, on the plus side, you're not hungry at the moment.
it's true.
Your intelligence.
Except when I immediately failed this rouse check to go invisible to sneak into the house.
You'll be on hunger
Ridiculously
1.
hungry and
Yeah, yeah, but I'll also fail the next hunger thing I do, the next one. In the middle of conversation, trust me. 1 is enough.
Nice to meet you.
Which is why
You get
For Matt,
dominated.
1 is enough to have some fun times.
We were just talking about all the terrible things that are going to happen to my husband.
Damn it!
What are you talking about? It's all going to go great. He's going to listen to reason. I'm going to get the projector.
All you can do
He's
is
not
take
going
the
to stash it
projector.
anywhere. He's not going to make any copies. It's going to be wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes, totally.
Intelligence insight.
Nice to meet you. We should be friends. I shall fund some of your endeavours.
use that me and used to say.
3 successes.
Hand out. Cinematic.
You feel supremely confident you could
Absolutely.
absolutely.
3 or 4 games.
The 2 guards as well? Because that is what they are?
Yeah.
Possibly.
But it was for the numbers.
But from the looks of them,
but I'm thinking.
and the knowledge of what. Well, you're not up to your full potential at the moment, but. Yeah.
Yes, but I should have done.
Um,
And then, ideally, if you're within 2 squares of the charge, go back to 2 squares.
And then just attack.
We've got 4 square movement and we charge.
Yeah, you can move out to.
just I want to double check that there's not going to be any trouble here tonight.
No, of course not. We are great believers in the future of Tory. An investment in Tory as a bright future for our vision of humanity.
Oh no, I respect that. It's just, you know, demons and vampires don't traditionally get along.
You think we're demons? Oh my dear Nosferatu, you have been so misinformed. We are not demons.
No.
We're business people.
Same thing.
I have patrons, no demons.
I'll probably not see it.
I suppose that must be true. I mean, you'd be so insignificant if you were. I mean,
I believe that
And then you can disengage as a free
the board of directors has been very interested in the way that I operate the business. I have been one of the leading lights for my company in Aberdeen, especially since the awful tragedy was a recent Marcel business, shall we say. And I believe that one of your very own, and she looks over to Ella, will, of course, vouch for how wonderful and trustworthy I can be.
Of course. Well,
just unit of spellcasters would do, but not one guy throwing fireballs.
Make sure you have a quiet, uneventful rest of the evening.
Of course. I'm here to invest in the future.
If you hadn't walked round certain bandit camps.
Is that the one everyone
gonna
voted
just
to go around? The one
return
that I
back to
said,
Jessica.
let's just fucking kill them all.
Nice meeting you.
You two strange friends you keep. Obviously,
Sorry, I apologise about that.
You know, the vampires get put into groups.
It does have guidelines returning.
It takes a while for some of you to see the light and to come and join our company, but I'm sure that, like yourself, while they appreciate many finer things in life, we can do business with. Could you give Jessica a message for me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, and your friend Matt as well.
That works.
Just tell them that. Totally forgotten Danny's first character's name.
Dennis.
Angus.
Oh, no, wrong one.
No,
Angus.
Angus.
Oh, I'm thinking the wrong
Josh is
person.
Dennis.
Oops, sorry.
If you could just get, just tell them that Angus sends his regards. He's been thoroughly enjoying his training and is just about to deploy to South America.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll walk off, Nick, and sort of try and catch up to Siegfried.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. What was that?
She's a demon. Well, not this. She isn't a demon, but she has dabbled with them.
Or some kind of malign spirit, certainly.
Okay.
And I intend to destroy.
Okay.
Because she is a scourge on this earth.
Well then. Rather than being very direct with the approach,
Apart from that, you're all in the same place.
Right.
I am having a meeting with them at some point.
I see.
No.
You wish to cause an ambush. An excellent plan.
Not potentially, we need to find more about
Alistair.
I'm doing this as we walk over.
No, I'm coming to you.
Oh god.
And I'm going to come in at just about the point you said about a meeting, because that sounds like a really good point for me to come in. No. You have no idea what you're messing with.
He does not. She is a threat that must be eliminated.
Yes.
And I could do so.
Not tonight. Once knew a very nice young man, name of Angus. Endron destroyed him.
Apparently he's shipping off to South America. He's completed his training.
If he's
They
involved,
destroyed him.
if he's involved with them, then he's lost.
Exactly.
And if they make deals with demons, then they should be eliminated.
You will end up going the same way. Nothing good comes from Endron. Or demons, Alistair. Demons.
It's best not to. It's best to essentially get a better scope rather than staying back, because we won't know what we're dealing with.
Are you stupid?
I'm
You
not
want
stupid.
to go into their lair.
Not alone.
I think our second cavalry.
I like that.
If we
the
take them
stupidest
out before they
person
return
going,
to
"Are you
their-
stupid?"
I'm going to attempt to get a premonition on this.
If we take
On him going to a meeting, or trying to cause premonition of Siegfried arguing with them?
Tactical. Yeah, we've got PvP.
What's the sort of premonition you're trying to get? Or just
What's-
in general, when you look at Siegfried, that
looking at back over at Francesca and her two guards, and how they might intersect with our future.
What's Dennis doing? Keeps doing complaining about my security arrangements. He hasn't even showed up for Elysium. Terrible.
It's going to be a bit of a cryptic one. I got, well, 4 successes.
Four successes. Right.
I'm ready to write down my prophecy. Always write down your prophecies.
Never write them down. They haunt me enough.
Do you have premonition?
I do. They take the form of arguments and awful memories of me and my ex.
So you see a spider wearing a crown.
Lucky that all my roles were
with a lab coat, wallets of money,
That was the camel charge.
slightly deformed and yet regal looking.
Yeah, that's one, it was the charge.
With a camera phone, walking along a strand of a spiderweb. As it gets towards a bigger spiderweb, it tangles with another spider, slightly smaller than it. It defeats the spider. However, it gets lost and captured by the web that is walking across. All encompassed by a spinning dragon.
That's how you got to look at it and bird's eye view, isn't it? That's what you see.
Okay, so I spaced out for a minute and just quietly babble that out to everyone.
What?
We know to know our playing field.
Yes, because nothing says smart like letting them return to their headquarters to get reinforcements.
I will try.
As our queen has said, to public.
I love how you guys only call me the queen when it suits you.
Oh yeah, always queen.
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah, no, sorry. It's just like I noticed he called me the queen because he wanted my authority. Whereas usually you call me Jessica.
With respect to Our Majesty, the Queen may not have had as much experience.
Are you questioning the Queen?
Siegfried, just wait till they leave here, please.
That I can do.
We are within their tendrils. The guards we hired were from Endron. They are hired by Endron on the regular.
I don't care about these guards.
But you
They are
will,
nothing.
if what Jessica says is true, then they will have been prepared with countermeasures against our kind.
Then I will destroy them too.
All of them.
You are.
Yes.
You are but one in
person.
a sea of guards that will be prepared for you. And if they're prepared for one of us, they'll be prepared for one of the elders.
They are mortal and weak. They are
But
flimsy
technology-
little babes.
But technology will make them strong.
Yes, your bullion messages.
I was not talking about the messages, I was talking about more the weapon kind. Unlike your sword, which, although powerful, you need to be close to them. They could be anywhere and get you.
I have that whole.
I don't doubt your capability as a fighter. By no means am I doubting you there. However, I am doubting your ability to take on as many opponents as that at once when they all can be as far away from you as possible.
Child, I've taken an army on myself.
They would have been prepared to take down one of our elders older than you.
I very much doubt
I think you underestimate Siegfried.
I do not underestimate Siegfried. I understand how powerful she is. However, I do I, however,
Perhaps we need
accept
to-
that there is more powerful kindred within the area. Looks towards the sitting gangrel.
He's not here.
He's not
He
here.
never came. No.
Oh, he didn't come.
No, he
I
don't
thought,
come.
I thought he had to come.
You could just look towards the prince and be like, yeah, the prince must
No.
clearly be the strongest.
They can choose pretty much, unless it's a really important one. You only really
He's the
turn up in the
scourge.
important
Yeah.
ones.
He turns up when he turns up. The
No
prince-
one really complains.
He turns up exactly. He has an almost uncanny, almost precognitive ability to turn up exactly when he's needed to deal with a problem.
For example, our dear Scourge. They must have been prepared for him, and I more than
Do know
believe he.
that though
That term means nothing to you.
they, bear in mind they are not necessarily using purely mortal means to combat us.
Yes.
Okay.
Did he say? Did you say Scotch?
Scourge.
Scourge. Not Scourge.
You remember William the Wolf? He's
Thoughts
the.
on him?
Sorry?
Thoughts on him?
Typical gangrel. You don't remember him from when you first came, so. You don't know who his sire was, so.
Look, I think probably our best bet is to fall back to a defensible location, regroup, take stock of things, and then potentially look at how we can move against them.
Pen actually is what I need.
And we have to understand that there are more battlefields at play here than just physical ones.
Indeed, which is why we needed to take their measure.
Maybe we should speak with the prince.
Indeed.
I object to this strongly.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Secret note.
Well,
Are they still there? They're off in a corner having a chat. Are they still there?
Yeah,
They haven't gone anywhere or
I mean, the
anything.
party is beginning to wind down. It's about it's gone 3 o'clock now, and the party is beginning to wind down, and they are looking to probably potentially leave at some point. I mean, there's still a few. The party's still going strong in terms of it's quite full. I mean, most of the business people have left now. The people that would like to that are sort of there to be seen and that kind of thing, but they seem to be almost waiting for someone. You notice they've looked at Ella a few times, so maybe they're waiting to speak to Ella.
Okay.
You know Ella does indeed work for Endron as well.
I don't want to try and see anything else because I'm doing that made me a bit thirsty.
Of course.
there's
VIP
still
area?
food.
VIP area?
I think I might need to.
Yes, you go to the VIP area. Matt,
Hello.
the husband does not come home.
Awkward. He has an office, right?
He does have an office.
Does he have a personal computer in said office?
Yes, he does.
Okay. I would like to activate said personal computer.
Yes.
Attempt to gain access to the...
I will assume you have looked over his shoulder enough that you know his password.
That is a thing that I've probably done a couple of times. Oh my god, I'm not going to be rolling any high. Actually, no. I would need to do a rouse check, do stealthy into the building, assuming there might be some crazy night maid or something wandering about.
You do something when you're invisible. You're fine.
Oh my goodness! I'm on 0 hunger, making a roll, everybody. I should murder people more often. So
no, you don't have to make them. If you're invisible, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm inside looking at the computer. I'd like to go to his emails and
Yep.
try and get a gauge on where if he has an office of any kind.
He does have an
In
office in the
Aberdeen?
bank.
He has an
does
office in the
have one
bank? Cool.
But you open his personal emails first,
Yeah.
and you realise that the pictures from he has an outgoing email, not sent from this computer, but sent via the web.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, Tony. You have an outside email. He's obviously sent via a web-based interface to a couple of different companies, which have all of the attachments that are pictures of Jessica
Doing the naughty.
Yes.
Ooh.
So he
do
has
these companies have any links to journalism at all?
no.
No.
No, they are all private investigating. There are 3 different private investigation firms and 1 legal firm.
Oh. Wow.
All with messages along the lines of, like, he's not expecting answers tonight. It's 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. That basically say, can you the ones the private investigators are, can you look at the truth of these, see if you can find corroborating evidence, look into their files, do your techno wizardry, that kind of thing,
to see if it's real, that
to see
sort
if
of
it's
stuff.
real, see if
Okay.
they've been faked. If they've been faked, I want to find out who faked them, so that I can sue for libel. If they are true, then and he sort of CC'd in his solicitors, so that if they are true, can you begin bringing up making sure our prenuptial agreement with my wife is up to scratch?
Okay.
Because I'm sure I did one.
I would like to attempt to recall said emails, and if off chance they haven't seen them at this time of night, then they'll be recalled before they see them, is the hope. And then
Unfortunately,
can't recall from that one.
That button doesn't really fucking work properly.
No,
Whenever
it
you
doesn't.
try,
I know.
you're
This
like,
person has
never-
like to recall this message, but they've still got it, and it does absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'm going to do it just as on
case.
principle, just in case they go, oh, they've recalled it. Let's not look into this then. I push the recall button lots. I hyperventilate, although I don't need to breathe. Oh no, and he hasn't come home, and it's very late, and oh no, he may have got a hotel somewhere. Hotel? Maybe he's got to the hotel. Oh no, I know I made a big mess.
You know what you just clean up a mess, don't you?
I do know how I can clean up a mess. Unfortunately, bleach doesn't work on the interwebs. Oh dear.
It doesn't do what you want it to do.
I am going to...
If there's enough.
How good are you at hacking?
It's true. I pour it into my eyes and I still cannot.
Okay.
See stuff.
Okay. Shit. I'll write down the names of the private investigators, see if they've got local addresses for visiting to. So I might have to do some awful things.
They do, yes.
They do?
I'm
Okay.
just trying to get to the end of tonight.
Yes, of
before we
course.
finish tonight.
I'd like to get
Sorry.
addresses for the places. The legal firm, I'm not really going to be able to touch that with a very long pole, but I'll write down the address for that too.
Yep.
And I will take a nap underneath his bed and send a message to Jessica, say I'm sorry.
Okay. So about after he does all that, it's going to be about 4 o'clock in the morning. The party's just beginning to close. Lights are coming on. You get a message from Matt saying I'm sorry. Could be again. Who knows? I mean, Matt's been saying sorry a lot tonight. He really does seem genuine about being sorry.
Yes, I think I need to go home. Don't
You have to wait. Yeah, the kindred have all kind of wandered off.
Yeah.
I mean, sunup will be in an hour or two, so it's time for people to get back safely. Feed off the last of their vessels, get on with whatever private correspondence they need to get on with. So about as that message comes in, you notice that Francesca and Ella do have a quick conversation, kiss on the cheek. It's no more than about 5-10 minutes, and then Ella walks off, and leaves, and then Francesca takes one look around, spots where you are, nods, does this to you when she sees you, and then goes to leave as well. So she walks out with her.
Okay. I will go to leave.
Yep.
And just kind of I don't want to follow in a. At the moment, we're in one building, so it'd be kind of obvious. I guess it might be kind of obvious.
You basically want a trailer.
I want a trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Connor?
Connor.
I can't know where that came from. Callum, what do you want to do?
Connor.
Just before Sig goes, just turn around and be like, be careful.
Are you trying anything, Dominate or anything like that to stop Sigrid doing it?
I can't.
You can't.
You can't. Neat.
Because you just turn around and go, no.
Why does Sigrid do that?
She's older than me.
Sorry?
Older than me.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't work anymore. That's the old system.
No, she's older than me. They're older than me. They can just go.
Oh, they can spend a willpower and no.
Yeah.
Then you might have got higher.
That means Matt could have done that as well.
No, Matt's the same age as me.
No.
We're both 13th Jan.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean same generation?
Yes.
Right, so that's different. That's not age.
Sorry.
That's generation. That's a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
It could be a 1,000-year-old 13th gen. It'd be really unlucky, but you totally could.
Yeah.
So what actually is it based on? Generation or age?
Generation.
Oh, okay, right.
But you can, if only if you know it's happening to you, well, you force it off.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Whereas before you couldn't even do it on a better generation. Okay, so you're going to be. Yep, you're going to do that. Okay, you're going to say be careful.
I need to get something to eat.
Okay,
I'm at hunger 4.
Yeah, you can eat. There's enough. The party's wind down. There. I'm not even going to make you roll. You can find sloppies. Get what you need.
Okay. I'm on hunger 4, and I've used all my willpower.
Oh.
Okay, that's bad.
Yes, it is.
So that sounds like that person might be a little bit.
Make a roll.
Everyone's basically
What am I
gone
rolling?
home now, it'll be fine.
Your active willpower.
Oh.
I got none.
You could roll as humanity.
Oh, yeah.
So you get a third of your humanity,
Which is-
but you're on a -2 dice pool as well.
Oh, so nothing.
Your willpower's gone. So basically, you are hungry. You look around. What's your particular? You like drunk people, don't you? There are
Don't you
lots
get
of drunk
one
people
dice?
here.
Third your willpower's 3, right?
Third my
Minus
third
2
my
dice.
willpower is 2.
So your humanity?
Oh,
His
humanity,
humanity is
sorry.
sheep.
Humanity.
Well,
I
humanity
thought you
is 2.
humanity 6.
Yeah. So third of that is 2.
Yeah, I can't count.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you
just did a
you are
maths assessment.
hungry. Blood has been spilled tonight. There is blood in the air. You are just.
Everywhere.
And there are drunks. Kind of the security are starting to try to get the drunks up, and you're just like. I command you to stop in the name of science. And the guys just look at you.
That is such a great, like, cheesy come on at a club, just to, like, completely throw the person and just sidle up. I just imagine someone doing that.
And you feed. You feed. You get a lucky die roll to not kill them.
9!
You do not. Well, you have the option of.
The Google.
No, you can always take aggravated willpower. So basically, I'll give you the option with that success to take an aggravated willpower damage to not kill them. Basically, that's your. You can spend you can turn one of your lethals into aggravated to not kill them.
They're a renewable resource. You can get a new human anytime. That willpower, though, that takes a while to come back.
Yeah.
Make
You know what also
make the
takes a
renewable,
while-
ecological choice.
You know, also takes a while to come back. Humanity.
Overrated skill, really.
Seriously, one can only fit so many huge manatees.
You can
in
join
one
the
race.
race.
I am not.
I don't care
joining
how many
the race.
variety of colours they come in.
Take it.
Don't join the race. You know that I've already won.
Well, you go into one hunger.
I don't know, depending on
They are injured.
next couple of
Yeah.
nights go. I'm gonna have to murder a lot of PIs.
But, however, you are at a party where Jessica has been allowed. Jessica has allowed for such potential problems. Obviously, blood alcohol poisoning. Who knows what's happened to them?
Yeah.
There are in fact medical staff outside ready to deal with these kind of horrible drunks that have done too much drinking.
Those two paramedics I met that time.
They are
Spontaneous exsanguination.
they obviously cut themselves or something when they were. Who knows? They were drunk.
Broken glass.
You know, it happens.
He's amazed at how much I've managed to get back.
So that's basically you take your time, you enjoy it. You can do nothing for the rest of the night. You're going to go home.
Go straight home.
You're going to.
Oh yeah, probably go back to.
You've got to wait for Alistair to take you back because he hasn't given you keys to his haven, has he?
I have not.
No. So you have to wait for Haven if you want to go back to Alistair.
Yeah,
or you
which I have to because that's the agreement.
Yep.
Alistair's your sugar.
So what are you doing? I'll come to you. What are you doing, Alistair?
Saying my goodbyes.
Yep.
Respectfully say goodbye to everyone.
Yep.
Including Big Boss Man.
Oh, the prince already left with that.
Oh, fair enough.
The prince left some time ago. Wasn't interested in speaking to any of you.
That's fair enough.
Spoke to me.
Spoke to Jessica.